All right. What's good? What's good, family? What's happening? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's good to see you guys. We came on live. Wanted to definitely talk about some things we feel like it's extremely important, especially as we approach. We're in the last quarter of the year. We're approaching the new year. It is upon us,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. And I'm just, let me say this now. I'm just going through and tagging and sharing this. And then I'll pop on and then we can go ahead and start. And then we'll give people a few minutes. This is
Yes.
impromptu. We didn't plan this
Right.
or
Right.
anything. We just came on here to make sure we did what we supposed to do. And we doing what we supposed to do.
Right. So it is what it is. We wanted to talk to you guys because um, we have something really special that we want to share with you guys and talk about something that we really feel like is extremely important. It is relative to what we know is our call, right? The call that we have on our lives in order to help people and minister healing, facilitate a space to hold space for people to be able to heal and get rid of trauma, get rid of addictions, just all of these overall debilitating things that people suffer with. And we've been called to an old age way. People might call it a new age, but it's definitely old. And, we want to talk about this. We want to make sure that we give you guys the proper information and we want to have a real serious conversation, right, about healing, about what does it actually take. We could kind of see the differences in different communities, the way that people move towards their healing, how they jump on it versus other communities. So we want to talk about a lot. We want to cover a lot of ground, and we want to be able to offer the opportunity for people to do just that, and that is heal, right? So as my wife is doing this, we just want to say, hey, again, what's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? Yeah, we just came in. It is impromptu. We felt led to do this. Just come in. We normally come in on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. Excuse me, one of those days, and we're teaching and doing all these other things. So we might do a little bit of that too, right? Just depending on, you know, uh, what I'm saying, how the spirit leads, we'll be able to move and share. We want to also open up the floor for anyone who has questions.
Yes, questions.
So
Because we're
this
going
could
to talk about all that. Yeah.
Yes, this could be a Q&A session for those that just literally have sincere, genuine questions about what's going on. Their thoughts, they can share their thoughts about this. Um, we're not in the mindset to debate. We're not in the mindset to argue with folks and fuss and fight if they don't understand. We are here and we have made ourselves available to just simply educate people so that way they can have the proper information that they need, even if they don't pull a trigger now, to be able to put you on the right pathway so that you can do your due diligence and do the correct research that you need to do in order for you to get to your healing. Because this is the age that we're in right now. We're in an age and an era of awakening spiritually, and just to be real, the shaman were here before the apostles and the bishops and the pastors and the preachers, the ministers, the evangelists. It was the shaman
Before
who,
any religion.
right before any religion,
Yeah.
any man-made construct of what tapping into God, was formed by man. It was the shaman who was already tapped in, and that could have been a female, a male, or a female. Doesn't matter. Oracles, right? To be able to tap into the spirit. And all of these words and these terms people get really afraid of because they've been stereotyped and a negative spin has been put on a lot of this stuff. So, again, if we need to get into it and talk about it to dispel, to break down and uncover the reality of what all of this is so that people can be at ease, because we realize that there has been a major, major mission to keep you from your healing. It's been a major, major mission to keep you from walking this pathway and getting help properly, right? And if you look at factual information just about the country that we live in, like if we were to do some statistics educationally, financially, health wise, we're pretty low on the scale as it relates to different countries and where they stand, right, from top to bottom. So we just want to, again, make sure that you guys tap in.
And y'all share this too. Share this with some people that y'all may feel like, really need to see what's going on. Can you pull that up, the
Oh, okay.
business page on your phone, please?
Okay.
Um, People that really need to handle their
Yes.
business,
Yes.
that really need to understand what it is to put themselves first. you know and
Yes.
that's one of the things that we want to talk about today. We want to talk about why is it so hard for people to put themselves first, to choose themselves first, right? And it's very important. I'm gonna give y'all a little more time so that y'all can share this and stuff, and before we just get down to talking, because we really want to be able to explain to y'all what this is, because a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people do not understand what it is that we do, right? And they don't understand how how bad they be really needing this.
Oh man.
And they don't, because they feel like, you know what, I go ahead and I meditate, I go ahead and I go inside myself, and I'm working on myself, and all that is great, all that is great, but doing those things alone, it takes a lot longer to get there.
Right. So in other words, what she's saying is that you have to become a practitioner. That's what it's called now. You got to practice yoga. You got to practice meditation. You have to become a practitioner of all these other modes of healing. And that's not for us to say that you shouldn't do it. We're saying, yes, you should. You actually should. But there's a way that God has created in order for people to just simply be catapulted into the spirit realm physically, to be able to converse, right, with Source, with the Most High, with God, so that way you can get answers, you can have things broken off of your life, you can get to the center and the core of trauma, things that have been subconsciously holding you back, creating barriers, causes fear for you to be able to, you want to take another step somewhere based off of the dreams that you have and the visions that you have for your life, and then this overwhelming fear comes up and you don't know why. You want to be successful, but then every time you really get close to thinking about it, you have this overwhelming feeling of fear. Like, all of this stuff has a core root cause. And so, if God is omnipotent, if God is, what I'm saying, all knowing, which God is, then that means that there's already a remedy. And it's, it is leading us back to the earth. It is leading us back to the creation that was here before we even came here on the planet, before man was created. According to probably most scriptures, period, and most texts, before man was created, earth was here. The solar system was here. The planets were here. The stars in the heavens were here. The galaxies were here. The universes were here. So all of that stuff, right, was already set up in motion. And that's where God is leading people back to in order for them to receive what they need to receive, which is their total healing. Now, I'm going to say this before we really get into it. I'm going to say that we actually honestly believe in something that I like to term. It's called the Trinity of Healing, right? And so the first one is to make sure that you get your spirit and your mind right, right? Your spiritual life, your mental life right, which is connected to your emotions and everything. All of that stuff. When you go on a plant medicine retreat, then you're definitely going to be dealing with the first part of the Trinity, which is your spirit, which is your mental, right? Which is the emotions that are attached to it, right? Because again, if you don't have your mind and your mind isn't calibrated properly, your mind isn't going in the right direction, your mind isn't functioning clearly, then you won't be able to really achieve too much of anything, or you're going to have a hell of a hard time trying to achieve it. So that's the first part of what I like to call, or what we like to call, the Trinity of Healing, right? The second thing is the physical body. Pardon me, just a little bit under the weather. So yeah, it is the physical body.
Yeah, we done went to Detroit and caught a cold. That's what happened. We talking about a little under the weather, but
Yeah. Yeah, so whatever it was that tried to hit us, our bodies are fighting. So we good. I think I should be straight by tomorrow for sure. And we should be good. Who was that that's talking to us? Somebody said, hey fam.
Oh, that's Saniqua.
Okay, what up though? What up though? What up though? What up
What
though,
up,
sis?
Saniqua? What up?
Man, look here. We
Y'all
can get
make
off
sure y'all
into
talk to us today while we on this live.
yes,
Communicate with us
yes, and I
because we
yes,
about to get real. Look, and hopefully,
yeah.
we don't hurt no feelings tonight.
I mean,
But if we do hurt some feelings,
yeah, it's not with malice, right?
no, everything that we say is with love. But
Right.
if we do hurt some feelings, then that just means that that's more work that you need to do on you.
Because we gonna keep it a buck. We gonna keep it a hundo for y'all. So the second part of the healing trinity is focusing on your physical body. What you put inside of your temple, the things that you eat, the things that you pick up, the things that you listen to, the things that you watch, the things that comes out of your body, the things that you speak. All of those things, the physical part of your body, we make sure that not just going through the ceremony. Yes, going through the ceremony, we teach you some things in order for you to vibrate high, make sure that you're resonating and you're following the universal laws that you should be following in order for things to show up, for you to be able to manifest and be able to attract the things that you so desire or have the intent in your heart to do so. So that's the second one, right? The first one is spiritual, mental, and emotional state of being. The second one is the physical and everything connected to that, right? Your eye gates, your ear gates, what's coming out of your mouth, what's going in your mouth, being physically fit and healthy so that you can move and do what you need to do, right? Somebody said something really funny. They said, look, hurt my feelings in private, okay? Don't be hurting them out here in public. Right? I hear you.
I hear you. I hear you.
Right. So it's all good. And then the third one is definitely you want to make sure that you get your money right. Right? Because this is a medium that everyone uses on the planet. Everywhere on the planet, people have a form of currency. And so you have these transactions. There are transactions that take place. So there's energy. Hey, 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 what's going on, good people? What's going on?
Hey,
Who was that?
Quita. Hey,
Okay,
Laquita.
hey, what's going on, Laquita? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So there is transactions that are taking place, and you know what I'm saying? We don't really too much talk money up like that. At the end of the day, we all know that we have to have it in order to survive. But who doesn't want a surplus of money to be able to do the things that you just like to do, to be able to have more time freedom, to be able to have, you know what I'm saying, more options in front of you. So it is about getting your spirit right, your mental right, so that you can align your emotions right with that part. That's the first part of the healing trinity. Second is the physical, right? Your physical temple, your body, and then everything that is coincides with that and connects with that. That is your eye gates, your ear gates, right? Your mouth, everything that's coming out of your mouth, that's going into your mouth, it impacts you in some way, and you have control over that, whether it be negative or positive. So if you really focus, you really want to walk into 2023, you know what I'm saying, a brand new person, you want to have a real resolution, then this is a really good way to do this. What we're getting ready to talk about, what we're getting ready to offer, and what we really getting ready to get into flat out. Third thing, like I said, is your money. So you want to make sure that, okay, listen, I've seen people that have debated on the corners of New York, old school style, like Malcolm X and them, and did all of that stuff, and they were extremely knowledgeable. They created their own languages and all of that stuff. And guess what? That was great. It was great to be able to debunk somebody else's philosophy, somebody else's thought patterns about how the world is, and you know what I'm saying, all those different things. But at the end of the day, if you got to now ask somebody to help get you a sandwich after you didn't debunked everything and you didn't want to debate, it doesn't matter. So this person said, you know what, I have all this knowledge, why don't I use this knowledge in order for me to make some money? And they ended up changing their lives, ended up moving from New York. They out here in LA now, and they traveling all over the world. They doing their thing. And that's just one person that, you know what I'm saying, we've watched and seen, and just really focus on making sure that they got their money right. You see what I'm saying? So this is the way that we want to walk into this thing. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
The Trinity that he just explained, right? All of that is pertaining to you. Not you and your. I'm talking about you. I ain't talking about you and your husband. I ain't talking about you and your children.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about you and your mama, you and your daddy. I'm talking about you. You alone. So when we're speaking to you alone.
Right,
We
right.
ain't talking to nobody else. We talking to you.
And look, don't be shy. Get up on here now. This is your time to do this. Ask questions.
Ain't no question stupid.
Right, let's get into it because at this point, what God is trying to bring to people is a way of escape. Listen, we didn't went and did so many journeys. We didn't have so many sacred ceremonies, and we didn't seen people that what I'm saying was one way out in the world. When they came in the ceremony, they were holding stuff down. They had compressed and compiled and packed so much stuff down. They was wearing what my wife like to call what, a mask. And so someone was wearing multiple masks. They walk, look, people walking around here acting like they got it all together. They putting up a front. They don't want to seem weak. They don't want to seem vulnerable. Or they want to make it seem like everything is all good. But at the end of the day, they walking around here and they seriously hurt in secret. In private, they breaking down. They in tears. They are emotionally handicapped. You understand what I'm saying? And they depressed. You know what I'm saying? It's people that have been walking through bouts of depression. And that's the last place that you want to be. Because guess what? In this season that we getting ready to walk in, you already know. You know what I'm saying? There are certain rates that get higher when we start going into this season and time of the year. So we trying to break all of that. We want to make sure that people walk in their destiny, that people walk in their authority, that people understand that it's cool to be vulnerable under the right confines and under the right setting so that they can receive their healing.
And
Flat
if
out.
it's people on here, like I know it is people on here that have come to retreats in the past,
Yes.
our retreats. By all means, chime in. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah, for sure.
And let these people for confirmation. For confirmation, right?
Yeah.
Because like I said, ultimately everything, all three of those things have everything to do with you and you alone. Is your mind right?
Right.
Remember, I said I ain't talking about you and your husband. I ain't talking about you and your kids. If you got a twin, I ain't talking about you and your twin.
Right. That's what it is.
Is your mind right? Don't nobody know but you.
Why is that, babe? Why is it that they're the only ones that know?
Because it's theirs. It's theirs. You came down here with it. You was born with it. You when you're alone, when you're not talking, when you talking, when you not thinking, when you think you're not thinking, and when you thinking, everything that you have and everything that you don't have,
Yeah.
it all starts in the mind first.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Right? It all starts in the mind first. Every single thing has a vibration, and every single thing has a frequency. And you want to make sure that your thoughts, what you eat, how you treat your body, that frequency is lining up to the vibration on where you see yourself.
Okay. Somebody said, look, I'm saving currently so I can make it to the retreat. Right? I need ends. Right? And see, here it is. Like, at the end of the day, all of the stuff
And it
is
is
connected.
a payment plan. And it's a payment plan.
Right.
So,
right.
Hit me up.
So we're going to
If
have
you're
it flashing
serious,
at the
if
bottom.
you're serious, hit me up.
We're going to have this information flashing at the bottom, y'all. Listen, it's going to be scrolling across the bottom. Our last retreat for this year is in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's on December the 9th through the 11th. And if you want to, not want, but if you intend on actually attending and making sure that you can get yourself together and get on the right pathway before 2023 hits, then why don't you put in the comments, I'm ready to heal? Okay? Do that. And
if you don't, put it in the DM.
That's what I'm saying.
Or just,
go to the DMs.
list, or just say whatever. I'm ready, right? It is what it is. I just want to make sure. Hey, Kenya. Hey, Janetta. Hey, Ty.
Right.
I just want to make sure that people understand, what this is, right? And how important this is, and how this has not only changed our lives,
Yeah.
but has changed the lives of so many others because we were obedient, because we didn't have that crab in the bucket mentality. Now y'all know dang on well that y'all done met somebody in your life where you feel like you got a great idea or you supposed to be wanting to do something, and you tell that person and they be like, I don't know, if I was you, blah
Hey,
blah
family.
blah, and they sitting there and
Is
they
that a?
are they're projecting their fear
Right.
on you,
Right.
right?
Oh man.
And because of that, you start double thinking or triple thinking
Right.
or backpedaling what you thought, or it causes you to slow down, right? It causes you to slow down, right? Or somebody see that you're a star
Oh
when you
wait.
walk in the room,
Wow.
right? Or they see that light, and because you become a mirror to them, meaning you
Oh
walk
yeah.
in with this bright light, you can do this, you can do that, and they look at you and they see that they can't do it,
Yeah. Oh man.
then they're going to try to extinguish that
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
You
Your
understand
light.
what I'm saying?
Wow.
Y'all done had people like that in y'all lives.
Yeah. Look, somebody just
We've
said
had
something.
people like that in our lives.
Somebody
Or
said,
they
or
steal
that.
your
Yep.
idea and make it their own. Yeah?
Yes, exactly. What's
Yep,
going
that's
on,
another
Joan? That's
one. Joan,
Joan.
hey
What's
Joan,
going
yeah.
on, Joan? She been rocking
Exactly.
with us for a minute. You understand
Exactly.
me?
Or they listen, it has happened to us before.
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
When Zeno was in the music industry,
Oh yeah.
he turned on the radio, same
Uh huh.
same manager is the group guy, and
Uh-huh.
Aaron Hall singing Zeno stuff.
Oh yeah, it is what it is. You put it on. Back then it was cassette, so you know what I'm saying. You put the song on a cassette, and then you play the song, and then next thing you know, man, 3-4 months later you hear it on the radio. You like same run, same ad libs. Like you didn't even switch nothing up. You just came in. Oh, you're like that was me. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying. These are the things that happen. You know what I'm saying? And this happens all over the world. You know what I mean? The woman that did The Matrix, The Terminator, and all of that. That black woman, she wrote all of that stuff herself. She had that stuff copywritten, and guess what? Those people, when she pitched that stuff, they took it from her. She had to go and sue them folks in order to get her money. This stuff is real. You understand what I'm saying?
It really is.
Yeah, this stuff is real. Somebody said something. Somebody said something about it because they talking good. What did they say,
Yes,
babe?
just got rid of a jealous spirit. Yes, I was surprised. Yeah,
See,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and it come out the blue on you too. You like, man, I'm thinking these people are good people, and they smoozing up next to you, and then next thing you know, look, what the problem is that they need some healing, right? They actually need some healing.
Because happy people don't hurt other people. I don't give a
Exactly.
damn how much money they got. Money don't make you happy. It don't. And I remember
Yes.
before we moved out here, when we was like struggling,
Yeah.
when people would say that had money, it ain't about the money. Money don't make you happy. It means look at each other and be
looking
like,
like,
shit.
If we had half the amount of money y'all had, we didn't know how to make it look
You
and know
understand
how
what
to
I'm
work that
saying?
because y'all
Right,
fooling.
right. And we was saying that because we felt like we can say that because we knew that we were happy with each other, we were happy in our relationship,
Yes.
we were happy in all of that, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we didn't understand how unhappy
Wow.
we truly were,
Yeah.
because we were still holding on to things of our past.
Yeah. Amanda said happy people don't hate. Period. That's just what it is, right?
Happy people don't hate,
Yeah,
period.
it don't. It
They
don't make
don't.
no damn sense.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
And so it was our responsibility when this tragic news came 8 years ago about
Oh, yeah.
Zeno, and they gave him 3 years to live.
Right.
Who in the hell want to go through that?
Now let me
in order
just
to-
let me bump into you real quick just to kind of make an interjection, because some people that have probably been on this live, been coming or whatever, they probably wondering why is it that we telling a story? Because it's the truth. We tell it almost every single time because we have to tell it, right? This is how we got here.
Because I'm gonna tell you, we telling it now, but when we got the news, we didn't tell no damn body. Literally, literally, we didn't tell nobody. We honestly,
That's good.
we can count on one hand how many people that knew, and we're from Detroit. And in
Right.
Detroit, it was literally 3 people that knew,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
2 people that knew here,
Yeah. That's real.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we did that for a reason.
Yes. Because.
Because what happens is you not about to be projecting your fear on us. We was already scared enough,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
right?
there was a moment of fear. You know, we went through waves and everything else, but
Yeah, we were.
when we got to it, we got to it, and it wasn't no more fear. It was we walked in what we walked in.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the fear for a minute
Go ahead, go ahead.
because it's important. We can tell people all day where we at now and where we how and where we was at then, but we supposed to talk about the fear that we had
Yes.
when we was in it. Because people have to understand what this is.
Yeah.
Do you understand how much fear a person gotta have to push past
Yeah.
when doctors is saying you only got 3 years,
Yeah. And you better hurry up and do
and
this,
then
this, and this.
and then your husband is like, I'm not doing no surgery, I'm not doing no chemo, I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah, I shot
Do
all that
you
down.
understand how much fear
Yeah.
that we had to push past and say we're gonna try to go about this naturally?
We had to lean
Naturally.
on God. We had to lean on God. We had to trust God. We had to follow Spirit.
And not yeah, we have to trust God, yeah. But I want to get that clear too. Because people be like, faith, you gotta have faith, you gotta have faith. Yeah, you do, but faith without works is dead. So you can sit there and you can just believe. We've seen it happen. We've known people personally that we sat down with that had cancer in Detroit, multiple people. And they at church and they get hands laid on them and they, oh my God, I believe, I got faith, and I know I'm gonna beat this thing, and I know and they not doing the works. They still eating the same. They still thinking the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still doing all of the same stuff. They not doing the works. They just got the faith.
Shit. Some of those people that ended up walking in the same boat or getting the same type of diagnosis that I did, they're no longer here because they allow fear to overtake them. Now, John Brown said, I'm so happy you're here, Mrs. Zeno. I sense y'all were a real special family from the from the GIT, and we appreciate it. We linked in. She used to watch the show that we were on, and we connected every week. We would communicate through social media. That's when we was like brand new to social media, right? And she was one of the people that would check in, like she would be, watching the show, but then she would be communicating with us. You know what I mean? And she ended up blessing us, you know what I mean, and sending us some love. I think it was during Kwanzaa or somewhere around that time frame. It was like Black History Month or something like that. She sent us dashikis, right? It was like, oh yeah, we rocked them boys. You understand what I'm saying? But it was that love, just good, genuine people.
Love and support.
Yeah, good,
you know what
genuine
I mean?
people.
And this
feel
love
that.
and support came from somebody that we ain't even know.
Yep.
That felt our spirit from looking at us on TV.
Yeah. Angie said, whew, wow. Yeah, it's that real. It is that real.
But how much, back to what I was saying, because I don't want to get off kill of what I was saying. How much fear do a person got to push through to say, whoo-wee, we got to get this shit right.
Yeah. Yeah.
This where the work really count. Now, who wanted to go through that in order to help others? Who want to go through something like that?
Wow. Yeah.
How much fear did we go through week after week after week, even though we had made the decision? It was still fear there. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
It was still fear. That didn't happen overnight.
Let me just say this. Amanda said it's always someone that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's easier for them to make that connection, because people end up seeing you and they kind of, because they have inside information, they have a perspective on you, they kind of know some things. So a lot of those things weigh, right, how they treat you. But then somebody that doesn't know you, they could just feel your spirit from the rip. Like, that's what she said, from the get. they can feel your spirit. That spirit be, you know what I'm saying, sending that energy out, that frequency out, and then for the people that's on that same tip, that same frequency, you lock in and you click. You see what I'm saying?
So we just gonna get in here and we just gonna talk to y'all
Yeah.
because
What's the first
we want
question?
y'all to understand what it is and how important this is. And and it's because I'm seeing too many people putting this on the back burner. I do this when I get myself together. I do this when what you don't understand is this is what's gonna get you together. Anybody? I mean, am I lying? You know, came through to a retreat. Did it change your mindset overnight?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah. Just put a one up in there or a fire emoji. Let people know that you already had an experience. You know what I'm saying? You went inside of your kingdom and you experienced God in that experience, and you learned some things. You got some answers. It was some things that popped up and you was like, whoa. John said, God always knows whose paths he wants crossed for whatever reason, to shine the light on the creator's goodness. That's what it is, right?
Shaniqua said, absolutely.
That's it. You feel what
Shaniqua
I'm saying?
went on a couple journeys with us.
So see, now we getting some fire emojis. Listen,
Um,
it's some people that's not afraid. Some people was like, they was fed up and they was tired, and they was like, I need a change, and they did what they had to do. They pushed past some stuff, y'all. It wasn't easy. As soon as they said yes, then warfare.
I'm seeing a whole bunch of fire emojis.
Exactly. Warfare jumped off. This stuff ain't gonna be easy. See, the Christians be like, "Well, we go take it by force and the violent. We need to take it by force. That's what the Bible say." But then when it's time to actually move in action, people be double dutching because they be scared. They be making excuses of what they see in front of them instead of them seeing themselves on the other side hill. If you tired of whatever it is that you've been going through, then you need to push past everything in order for you to get to the thing that you see on the other side. Period. Okay. Here it is. Somebody said something, Bay. They said I'm 67 what?
I'm 67 years young. I missed the Ann Arbor retreat, but I'm seriously listening. Well, you missed the past. You probably talking about you missed the past Ann Arbor retreat. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had multiple in Ann Arbor. But we have another one in Ann Arbor. It is the last one that we're doing this year. After this, I do not know when I'll be coming back to Ann Arbor or Michigan to do a retreat. And I say that because I have to go where the demand is.
Right. Right.
I'm from Michigan. So I continue to push. I continue to go hard in the paint, and I continue to want to keep going back to Michigan because that's where I'm from.
Right.
And I know so many people, and I'm like, look, come on. This is how I'm telling you, this is how you get free, but it's up to them to want to listen. It's up to them to want to decide, right?
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself this question. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Yeah.
Of being sick and tired?
Yeah.
And now you ready to do what it takes to change your life? That's a question that you got to ask yourself, right? You have to ask yourself that question. Because if you're not sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, then this ain't for you. Period. And if this ain't for you, then you can hop off.
And the thing is, you got to figure it out. Then you got to figure it out your way, and you know, however that hits you and smacks you on the road to whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? Whenever that shows up, it shows up. But I just want to say, Amanda, our cast member that was on the show, she said, "Whoo, warfare, like for real, wasn't no joke." And this was a cast member on our show. She was on the same show that we were on.
Janetta said, "How do I tag someone?" You can write in the comments, or you can share it on your page if you want. Hit the bottom and hit share, and then you can share it on your page. And then, if you want to tag somebody, you go in the comment section and put an @ in the comment, and then put their name in their Facebook name. And when it comes up, you can tap it, and then you should be able to tag somebody in the comments. Or when you post it on your page, when you share it to your page, they're going to see it live, just like it is now. They'll see it coming from your page because you shared it. And if you want to tag the people in that, then you can do that too.
Yeah. Angie said, I'm so glad, man, pardon me, you did come to Michigan to help us. So glad. And that's somebody who actually, these retreats transformed her life. Transformed her life. Here it is. Somebody else just said something. John said, you're like the Noah's Ark story, right? The window is closing. You better act soon, right?
The-
Is what you saying, right? Yes, that's exactly what we're saying.
and I just want to explain something to y'all. And hear my heart. Hear my heart. It be my people, black people, that always want to think that somebody want to take something from them. I understand why. Trauma. Hell, I used to be the same way. Right? So, no judgment. But at the same time, our Caucasian brothers and sisters, when they see that this is something that they supposed to be doing, they don't hesitate.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't hesitate. At all, they don't hesitate.
They jump right on it.
They jump right on it.
They have intent. You know what I'm saying? Angel Honeydew said, I am so ready, right, to take my healing journey and elevate. She said, money won't allow next month, but I'm coming. And I already responded to her. Listen, I said, this is what has to happen, right? For people that's having that question about the finances and all of this stuff. This is something that we learned, right, in regards to one of the universal laws. You speak those finances and you speak it to show up. And you don't attach yourself to it. You don't worry your mind and try to figure out how it's going to come. You just move every day with the intent. Do whatever you can do to prepare to make sure that, you're going to be there for that retreat. I know this sounds crazy.
And be aware that you spoke this into the atmosphere. I'm keeping it real with you. You said that money won't allow next month. So money probably won't allow next month.
Exactly. That's the thing about it. Somebody say, ha ha ha.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
So,
It's our mindset has to shift.
Yep.
Right? And that thought has to be on a specific vibration and frequency. That's like, oh hell no, I'm gonna be there. And then when the person speaks it out into the atmosphere,
oh man,
it has to meet that same vibration and frequency. When you speak it out, it got to connect with the heart. Right? And then after that, you got to put action into play.
Yeah.
And watch it show up.
Yeah.
If you knew how many people that said, and I'm not by no means am I telling anybody to do this. You do what you want to do. But there has been people that have come to my retreats that knew that this was for them. And they was like,
excuse me.
They said they didn't have no money. None. And they was like, all they got is a credit card and they about to max it out.
They sacrifice.
Because they knew what this was. And again, ain't nobody telling you to do that.
Right. But what we're telling you is that there are examples of people that was like, look, you know what I'm saying? Listen, this person just said they finances just fell in line. And they ain't missed a beat on anything. You know what I'm saying? She said, I guess give without nothing.
We give without nothing.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? I want to shout out, because there's a couple of people that was up in here. Nicole. I'm going to put her comment back out here. Nicole Underwood. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Good to have you in the spot. Beverly Ratliff.
No, I think they were people were probably tagging them.
Okay, that's good.
People were tagging them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
she was tagging them. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm like, hey, come on up in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To hear what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, and we're going to get to, like, our first, I guess, like, topic that we really going to hit, you know what I'm saying, in regards to this. But we just speaking from the heart. You understand what I'm saying? We speaking from the heart, and we really letting y'all know what this is, because at the end of the day, again, we moving into a season where this is really ultimately the season of depression. This is the season of suicide. This is the season of homicides because people be offing themselves because it reminds them of family members that they lost. They're constantly gloating over things that they don't have, not being able to give gifts and all this other kind of crazy stuff. Like, look, dude, at the end of the day, right now, it's about being selfish to a certain degree. It's about self-care in that sense of the word. You have to be selfless and do things for yourself, because if you're handicapped and you're emotionally torn down and debilitated, there's nothing that you can do for anyone else anyway. You give a gift and you all messed up and jacked up, don't nobody want to receive the gift. They're like, damn, am I, breaking your bank, or is something about you about to lose something if you give it to me? Like, listen, at the end of the day,
Or it's gonna cause you to smile.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
then after it causes you to smile, then what? For that second, or that minute,
Yeah,
or that week.
right.
But your mind is still where your mind is. You still got them same mind battles.
So, it is what it is at the end of the day. We just telling y'all, what I'm saying, and we're really just sharing with you that, listen, people were able to receive their breakthroughs, and people were able to go in a different direction in their lives. They actually, what I'm saying, experience a 180. They went in a total opposite direction. That was good for their lives. They began to attract things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna be doing even more interviews and telling y'all about people that couldn't get money for or if they did it just fell through their fingers, or it got snatched right back out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
another one that couldn't afford it but was like, oh, I'm coming.
Right.
And made sure they came. And made sure they came to two of them.
For sure.
Life completely changed around.
And man.
Because of the simple fact they move. When you move, that's when God moves. That's when the universe moves. Because that's what allows it to be attracted to you. That's what allows it. And the faster you move, the faster the attraction. That's what people have to understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what people have to understand.
That's
and
real.
When people actually say, and I'm being honest too, y'all on here that has come to other retreats, when people say out of their mouth and really mean that they come into a retreat, that's when it seemed like all hell break loose.
Yeah. John said right on. So you attract who you are. Deal with it. I get it. That's what she said. But that's the truth.
And I tell them, look, when people say they're coming on a retreat, that's when all hell break loose.
Yeah,
because
that's what I said. Warfare.
The closer you are to your freedom is when those demons gonna scream the loudest. Of course they gonna attack your finances.
Right.
They don't want you to be there. Of course they gonna attack your mind. They gonna get in your children. They gonna get in your spouses. They gonna get in your friends. Right?
Family members.
Enemies. It's gonna be so many things that be happening to trigger you. Whether it's gonna trigger you mentally, physically, or spiritually, or financially.
Yeah.
Right? But how do you know if these retreats are for you? And we're going to talk about the medicine. We're going to talk about what it is, what it does, and why it is so important for people to have it said, yep, that's why I go into solitude when I'm headed to a retreat a week or two before.
Yeah. That's the truth. That was Angie.
Yep.
See, she coming to prepare her mind even before she come into this sacred ceremonial space to be able to receive. She a vet now. She already know what this is.
Angie has been on about 4 or 5 retreats.
I would say 5 or 6.
Well, you can put it in there how many you've been on there.
Right.
Yeah. I know you've been to quite a few.
Yes.
And the person's not going to keep coming back to something that don't work.
Yeah.
That's
or
not
if it's
working
evil.
for them.
Or if it's evil, it's tearing your ass up.
Well, that depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
If the person is evil and they going and witnessing some evil stuff, then yeah, they gonna keep coming back. But Angie ain't evil, and neither are we.
No,
Right?
no. Mm-hmm.
Janetta said, I went, oh, there you go. I went out on pure determination and did not worry once about my finances and
Mm-hmm.
my negative checking account. LOL.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks later, I received a $2,400 check that I wasn't even expecting. LOL. Girl, if you know how many stories we done got say
Oh
about
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Because it's a sacrifice. At the
Saniqua
end of the
got
day.
Saniqua got some stuff like that too.
Listen. Mm-hmm.
Unexpected
Unexpected
paper.
money
Unexpected paper.
showing up. And in places, in corporations that ain't really about cutting them checks for you and sending it off. It's like, no, the universe, God had to make that money come through. What are you talking about?
So let me ask y'all some questions. How do a person know if these retreats are for them or not?
Yeah.
If this retreat is for them or not? Like I said, number one, you sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you now know that it's time for you to change in order for you to change your life, and you ready to do what it takes to get there, right? Because it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some work. It's gonna take you to do differently. It's gonna take you to have to go for this with everything that you got, because everything that you got is you. Everything that you got is you. And what do you have? How hard you gonna go for you?
Yeah. You now, what was the question? Because I just want to make sure I'm locked in. That first
If a
question was,
person is sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they ready to do what it takes to change their life.
yeah.
That's one.
Yes.
Two, do you deal with depression, PTSD,
Pardon me.
anxiety?
Man, I almost laughed, and that wasn't a derogatory laugh or anything. I already know the answer to that. People dealing with trauma on a daily. When your phone ring, you look at it and you like, nope, not picking it up. Trauma. You ain't answering the phone. You running from the phone. Because the bill collectors is on your head. That person that you don't even want to hear from because you already know that they just drain your spirit and drag you down. They don't really mean you no good. Trauma. Family member. You can't stand to hear their voice because y'all just don't get along no more. Trauma.
Work.
Yeah. Somebody at the job. You can't stand. You understand what I'm saying? This stuff is real. And folks be running around here acting like, guess what? Everything is okay. When you really trying to figure out a way to escape your job. It's like, you know what I'm saying, you a damn slave on a plantation for real, and you like trying to figure out, maybe if I talk to the doctor and then I can get the doctor to do X, Y, and Z, and then maybe if I just went on ahead and did this and that, and oh my gosh, if I shuffled this around and did that, I could just like to get away from the people. It's serious. Or you end up running and trying to numb the trauma from the job or your family by running to other things.
Like alcohol,
Yeah. Okay.
drugs, sex,
Yeah. Uh-huh. You trying to do all these other things.
fighting,
Arguing all the time.
starting shit with other people.
Like just vibrating low as hell because that's what you're dealing with on a constant basis. It's time out for that, y'all. This is why it's so hard for people to actually just really just face themselves.
If you feel like you take 2 steps forward
Pardon
and
me.
you get knocked back down 3 steps, or you get to a specific point in your life
Yeah.
where you feel like something about to happen and then it don't.
Can I say something about that? Just about, I want to give them a glimpse of the life that I used to live. I was in the music industry, so a lot of my life, I lived my life based off of when the deal get ready to come through. Oh my gosh. I got a deal on the table. And I hold my end of the bargain up and I do everything that I'm supposed to do. But there are other people involved in these deals. And a lot of times I felt like they ain't really have a lot to do with what the hell was going on with the deal. And they was the ones causing the most problems. But yet I was living my life waiting on the deal to come through and not being happy, putting my life on pause because I'm like, when the deal come through, then I'll be able to do X, Y, and
Waiting on
Z.
other people.
Waiting on other people, man.
Waiting on other people. And I used to get so angry. I used to get so mad.
Like, dude.
I used to be like, look, all we talking about is waiting on them to do that, waiting on them to do that. Wait, but when they waiting on you to do something, then you do it with the quickness. It's hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, wait. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, wait.
Oh my gosh. That was how I lived my life.
And then you look up, and 10 years later, you saying, I'm waiting on them to sign the deal. I'm waiting on them to sign the deal. Hey, Ray Torrey.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
That's crazy.
And I was like, we not living our lives as no coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, yep.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Waiting on somebody else.
And me living in Detroit, I always felt like Detroit ride or die. That's how I felt.
At the time, you were that way.
I felt like I was never going to live anywhere else except for Michigan. Right? Even when Zeno was in the music industry, I was on some, you go to Atlanta. As close as we are.
Yes.
Y'all know as close as we are.
For the people that know
This
us,
is so that y'all will know how serious I was about I'm going to live in Detroit. It was like, all right, babe, you go and you go to Atlanta and you live in Atlanta. And handle what you need to handle and make it happen.
And I'm right here.
And I'm right here in Michigan.
Yeah, we was getting ready to separate.
Cause I was like, I had no trust issues with him.
Yep.
So I was like, go ahead. He ain't had no trust issues with me. But I just want to let y'all know that I was like, nah, I'm gonna be in Detroit forever. So out the blue, January 2012, myself and my husband was sitting in the living room on Bray Street off Ford Road in Southfield.
Okay.
Out of the blue, I said, babe. He like, yeah. I said, you want to move to Cali? It ain't nothing here for us. He was like, let's go. Automatically. He ain't say, he said, let's go. And in February, I start packing. I ain't had no job. He ain't had no job. We didn't know where we was gonna live. None. I'm talking about faith.
Yeah.
And works.
Yeah.
I didn't know none of that. None of that. I also secretly never told my husband, but always said, I want to be on Bravo network. I said that often because I used to always look at that network. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I honestly felt like it was going to happen, like they was going to come to Detroit and get us. That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
Because I was putting in for casting calls for all kind of shit. We was getting ready to be on the show Wife Swap or Trading Spouses. It was one of them we was supposed to be on. But then the show got canceled that year that we were supposed to be on it.
Yep. Yeah, we was ready to do that.
Oh, yeah, we was ready to do it. I'm like, oh, this is our way to bro. See, I was married to
concept
to an expectation. Right?
Yep, a concept.
And when we're married to an expectation, the expectation breeds disappointment.
Yes.
We're just supposed to move with intent. Right? I was just supposed to say, look, my intention is to be on Bravo. Right? Now, when I got that thought in my mind, because that's the first time that thought ever popped up in my mind. Yeah. The first thought that ever popped up in my mind, that was the first time. And I held on to that. And my husband, that was his first time ever hearing me speak something like that in the atmosphere. And he caught on to it. It went in his mind and said, and he was like, let's go.
Yeah.
In February, we start packing. I don't need this artwork on the wall. We need to look at this for. Let me pack everything that I don't need. Let me go ahead and do it. I said we're not going out there and spending no unnecessary money trying to look for an apartment. We're gonna find everything that we're supposed to have right here online. I'm gonna find everything, whatever we need to buy, we're gonna buy. Whatever we need to do, we gonna do. Period. And we're gonna save, and we're gonna move to Cali.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people was trying to project their fears on us when they found out?
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
Huh? There was not one person that we told that we moving to Cali, and they was like, yeah, y'all better go, yeah.
Yes,
Not who?
Saniqua now.
Saniqua ass was like, really?
Initially.
Initially, Saniqua was not like, yay, because Saniqua thought about how she was gonna miss us. We thought about how we was gonna miss.
No, you're right.
Right?
Yeah. But
Saniqua was like,
Yeah.
I mean, y'all gonna wait till January? Because we said October 1st. Saniqua was like, y'all at least wait till January? Am I lying, Saniqua?
Yeah,
not saying that she didn't feel in her heart that she was excited or happy for us. That's not what I said.
Yeah, no.
I know that she was happy.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pull this up again because Joan said something I thought was really powerful. She said,
my vibration is harmonizing with self, learning, soaking up positive energy. The freedom is intoxicating. I'm learning how to protect this space I'm in, praying for courage. Family, you got it.
Yeah, and
look,
then this is what Saniqua said.
Listen. Praying or speaking.
That's what Saniqua said.
She said that's good. Live with intent. Yes. Yeah.
And then she said, no, you not lying.
Okay. She said, no, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But praying, Joan, or speaking. Right? You want to speak. Right? Asking
Pardon me.
means to ask God to put into the universe to speak a thing, to have it attracted to you.
Yeah.
Right? But God brings us those things.
Excuse me.
And because we have him in a box, we don't see it. Right? Because we have an expectation of how it was supposed to show. Remember, I said my expectation was that Bravo TV was gonna come to Detroit and get us.
Right. Yeah, that was your expectation.
But the moving with intention, because guess what? If I stay in that mindset, remember I had that thought one time. If I'd have knocked that thought out my head as far as move to Cali. What I moved to Cali for? I'm here in Detroit.
No.
That still would have been my expectation. And my expectation, go ahead, babe, because you laughing and I know you want to read that comment. Go ahead.
For sure.
Read it and then I get back to what I'm saying.
Yeah, because there's a lot of comments going through, so I want to acknowledge those. But Angie said, look, I hope I wasn't like that. But if I was, I know at one point, I was like, okay, well, I'm coming with you. All right. And it's taken her 10 years to do it, but she said she'll be here soon. And
you know
she's
what?
Not kidding.
You know what? Yeah. And I'm going to say that. Angie was happy for us too, but Angie was my client and had been my client for years. So she has some selfishness to it too. I'm just keeping it 100. Right? Because I had been her esthetician for shit. What, maybe 10 years or a little over 10 years, or about 10 years at that point, or close to it. And so she did. She said, I'm going with you. She had to really feel that when she said that. And guess what? She said it took 10 years, right? Yeah. But she going to be here soon. She just started going on journeys this year.
Yep.
So this year, done quantum leaped her into moving here next year. Next year around the corner. Next year is around the corner. people that have not thought about moving to different places,
Yeah, they getting up.
they on a journey and the medicine is telling them where they supposed to be. And they like, oh, I'm moving to such and such. And they came out and everything just kept falling in line. Everything kept falling in line, right? Now we made the decision to move to Cali. We made a decision to move to Cali. When I say because we was moving with intention, our intention was to leave on October the 1st. And people was trying to project their fear on us. Zeno was working at General Motors and told him that he was moving to Cali. And the first thing somebody said was, oh, supervisor. First thing that his supervisor said is, oh, what you gonna do when you gonna go down? You gonna live under a bridge?
Yeah. I said,
now come on now, wait a minute.
No.
Let's pause that before. But let's pause that though. He said, "What you gonna do when you go down there?
Live
under a bridge." Now, what I want y'all to understand is that was a mirror. At that point, Zeno had became a mirror, right? He was looking at Zeno, and listen to what Zeno said, but he was seeing himself.
Yeah.
And he spoke out and projected his fear because he knew his ass couldn't move to California because he had the fear of him living under a bridge.
Yes.
And now he tried to project that on Zeno. And Zeno was like, no, ain't nobody about to be living under no bridge.
I said, nah, my family and I, we going to be taken care of. We going to be just fine. Nobody living underneath no bridge. I don't have any intention on doing that at all. But I mean, I appreciate you. You know what? After that, they I think they did this. I don't know if they did this for too many people. But dude, they sent me off, threw me a big gigantic party. They bought me a cake. It was balloons everywhere. I'm not in the factory. This is GM. A GM plant. I hit the lottery, right, of Detroit, Michigan, and I got the automotive plant job.
Tag who in this video? Oh, you see
Saniqua.
No, Kenya said tag his ass in this live. She talking about tag the supervisor. Girl, we didn't even remember his damn name. No, we don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
Look. We don't. But let me get back to this.
This is what Saniqua said. I fell in line with y'all. She said, look, we both did. I didn't want y'all to leave, LOL, but I had to get out of my feelings.
Because Saniqua knew we was leaving regardless.
Yeah.
Because me and Zeno being two different type of people. Right? And I feel like we need to kind of tell people the kind of people that we were so that they can kind of understand our dynamic. Our dynamic is I decided at 16 years old that I was not working for nobody. McDonald's was my last job working for somebody. And I was like, no, I'm going to hair school.
Yeah. And
because I decided at 16, I don't like when you tell me I got to be to work at this time. I learned that at McDonald's. Because you want me to come in and work at breakfast time, and I don't want to work at breakfast time. I want to work at lunchtime because that means I got to wake up too early. So I don't like that. Two, I don't like the fact that you telling me what time I can go on lunch. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to eat now. And you telling me I got to wait to go on lunch? Yeah. Okay, bam. That's another thing. Even though I went up to that McDonald's. This is the thing. I went to the McDonald's. They wasn't even hiring. Janetta, you on here with me? Because I taught you how to get the job right after I got in.
Can you say you sure did?
You know what I'm saying? I went up there every day like, what's up? Give me the job. Hire me. What up? We ain't hiring. Well, I'm looking for a job every day. Y'all, look. Let me get an application. That was the time frame
you could go to the job and get on their damn nerves.
You probably still can, depending on where it is.
No, they got that on lock.
Well, I don't know.
This is all.
I don't know. But I'm like, give me the job. They gave me take the application. All right, I fill out the application. Here you go. When you gonna call me?
Tenacity.
Don't call us.
You were being a pest?
We'll call you.
Were you? What was that?
Probably,
you being a pest?
Probably. I don't know, but they was on some. Don't call us. We'll call you. And I call every day. Y'all ain't called me yet.
Janetta said, sure did.
See?
Had me a lot of them people about my age.
I sure did. She wasn't old enough, and I was like, your birthday coming up in some months. We gonna tell them that you old enough. Told her how to get in. Told her to do the same thing I did, and she got hired in there too. And got in there, it was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. You telling me what time? First of all, you telling me the days I gotta come in.
Okay.
You telling me
Yeah,
that.
that's a job.
You telling me what time I gotta be there.
Yeah, that's a job.
You telling me what time I get to go home. You telling me what time I get to eat.
Yep.
Oh,
All job requirements.
damn,
That's
I
a
had
part.
enough of that at the crib.
Yeah, yeah. That's what that is. It's a job.
But at the crib also, because I live with my grandmother, I also had freedoms
Okay.
that other people didn't have. Right? And so because I lived in a house where I felt like I always got the lower end of the stick out of the grandchildren to keep it 100. Right? And I did that, and I got the lower end of the stick, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, all the way 100, is because my mother was out there strung out on them drugs. My auntie was one of my other aunties, she was out there strung out on them drugs, and my oldest auntie was in the army. So because of that, all the grandchildren lived with my grandmother. And so she raised all of us. But the other mothers was still making sure that their children, even though they was on drugs or they was in the army, making sure that their children still was fresh to death. Making sure that they had this or had that, even though they didn't have them mentally and they were still causing trauma in other ways, they had it financially. Right? And I felt like I didn't. I felt like I had to beg for everything. I had to beg for money to be able to get clothes, or I had to wait for my male cousin to grow out of his stuff, or feel like he don't want it no more. And then that's when I'm fresh to death. Right?
Yeah.
And so with that being said, that's what I felt like. Not knowing that that was preparing me
Yes, it was.
to be the type of person I am today. Meaning, okay, I know I can dance. You know I can dance. But you're not putting me in no dance classes. And I really want to take dance classes. But you don't care because you out there and you on drugs. And I understand that now. I didn't understand it then.
No.
But now, guess what? I got to make it happen, Captain. I'm going to learn from the videos. That's going to be my dance class. Right? And so now I'm dancing and I'm performing, and nobody in my family is coming to see anything. But I didn't care. It didn't stop me from going. Me growing up like that made me be like, I had to go and get it myself, because I could not get it from nobody at home. So I had to get it. Right? That's how I was. And then around the corner from me on Prairie Street was him.
Let me say this. Janetta said, robbing us in SHIT. Hell, I fear for my life.
And
Working
that's
at
the thing.
McDonald's.
Yep. And see, yeah, that thing, I quit right before McDonald's got robbed. And Janetta was there and Talisha was there. The two people that I'm
You didn't pull
very
it in
close
and-
with. No,
yeah.
Talisha got the job first, and then I tried to be like Talisha, and then Janetta came in there with me. They stayed. I was like, I'm quitting. And they stayed, and I had left, and then it got robbed. And they was up in there while it got robbed. I know y'all, they were scared as hell. I remember that.
Amanda said, fresh to death. Amanda Blackman.
For real. Fresh to death with the Levi's on and the silk shirts that matched.
Yeah. Somebody
You know
said,
what I'm saying?
Raise my age for my first job at U of M. Main kitchen. She said it's a Michigan thing. From 8-2 to Inkster to 8 Mile. Listen here.
Listen. And they found out that Janetta was lying, but at that point she was already 16. Was it 16? Or no, was it 14?
Man.
I don't remember. It wasn't
said-
16. 15, it was 15 or something back then. I can't remember.
Can you say you was dancing like Janet Jackson?
I was dancing like Janet Jackson. And I used to be like, if I can't dance for Janet Jackson or Missy Elliott or MC Hammer, I'm not dancing for nobody. I used to always say that, right? That's another
Janetta
thing.
said twice.
That's
They got robbed twice.
Y'all got robbed twice?
Was it twice?
You didn't quit after the first time. You ain't quit after the first time?
Janetta said
Oh my
14
God.
was the age.
14 was okay, because before that we had the summer job. That's right. 14 was the age, and I didn't last long. I was like deuces. I quit. They didn't know I quit. They just never saw me again. And then they called, and I was like, I don't work there no more.
Joan said, I see amazing wonders for the Zenos and all those attached to the name. We appreciate you for that, Joan. And
Thank you. I appreciate that,
Look,
and I received that.
Saniqua said, look, those were the days, basically. Them were the days. Silk shirts and Levi's.
Silk shirts and Levi's.
That was the 80s right there,
You know what
boy.
I'm saying? Silk shirts and Levi's, right? Leacock Sportif.
Oh, man. British Knights and Lottos and...
All that.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
remember that?
Diodoras, Adidas, Shell Toes, the Lees. Oh, man, we can go back on them. Okay.
And I couldn't get the shoes that I wanted. And so my oldest cousin Ronell, who shoes was probably 3 or 4 sizes too big, when he was like, I don't want them shoes no more. I was like, I got him.
You remember when
you don't think I wore them damn shoes to school? That was 3 or 4 times, thinking I was fresh to death and had to walk with my feet turned like this and my toes curled down like this to make sure the shoes don't come off my feet.
Listen, do y'all remember the girls used to wear the Gloria Vanderbilts and Jordache, all that stuff? Like, woo! I mean, boy, look, that was a time frame.
Let me get back to the story.
But yeah.
Let me get back to the story.
Okay.
I already told y'all how I was. Now, coming to Zeno. Zeno's mother passed away. She was 24 years old and he was 8 years old, right? And so he found his mother. He found his mother's body.
Yeah.
And when his mother passed away, although he was already living with his grandparents who lived around the corner from us, they adopted him. His grandparents adopted him, so he wanted for nothing. He had everything given to him.
Everything was laid at my feet. Literally at my feet. I don't joke when I say this, but I had breakfast in bed, cooked every morning. It was laid at my feet. My clothes were folded for me to go to school. They were laid at my feet. When it's time for me to go to sleep, I took a bath. My clothes was folded, laid out for me, waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? At that bed. Anything that I asked for the most part, it showed up. I never had to bat an eye, and I never was selfish. I knew at 8 it wasn't about the material things, because I was an only child. So I'm growing up in a household with 2 uncles. They become my brothers now. I had 4 uncles, but 2 of them, the youngest ones, they lived in that house, and so they basically raised me and gave me all of the illegitimate behavioral patterns
teach them how to cuss and all that stuff.
Right, exactly, right.
But
yeah, so.
And so when as he grew up and he made decisions, his grandparents always made sure he had it, and he always had the best of. They were the ones in the neighborhood that was first to get everything. First to get VHS. First to get VCR. First to get dishwasher.
First to get a two-way phone, a speakerphone.
Yeah, speakerphone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's just what it was.
Yeah, video games.
So when he grew up and he decided to that he was going to go for the music industry, right? He didn't just say, I'm a go into the music industry professionally, because he was already rapping anyway. He wasn't even though he could sing, he wasn't singing, he was rapping, and he was in a group with my cousin.
And that was the time frame people beatboxed and we battled and all that. It was like real 80s hip hop stuff. We was living that stuff out, carrying a notebook down the street, all of that with your raps. That's what we did, and we did that seriously, and people in other neighborhoods did that. It was just the time frame that we grew up in.
And he decided that he was going to go into the music industry professionally. That was his intention. So he moved with intention, and he did what? Now this is somebody that something was given to him.
Yep.
He moved with intention because he was in college, and he dropped out of college because he was doing great in college too.
Yeah, I
and
had
he
a 3.8.
dropped out. He dropped out, and he was like, "I'm going after this thing." And so he had the support of his grandparents, even though they wasn't trying to hear him dropping out, but they still had his support because of how they felt about him, right? I mean, no, you still had their support.
No, they still had my support.
What did that mean?
They supported me.
Y'all know what I'm
Oh well,
saying.
yeah, you're
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Y'all know he's saying it wrong.
Yeah, yeah. They supported me, damn it.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
Look, eating Doritos.
when eating Doritos, you already know that was him.
Yeah, so Nico said, "Wow, 3.8." Yeah,
And
your brother's pretty smart. Don't no lie. When I apply myself, I can get, you know what I'm saying. I can
You
go
still
toe to
smart.
toe with the best of them. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
And so he moved with intention, and he was
Yes,
like, "Look, that's who is gonna be my manager."
yes,
He went after it, and that's who he was his manager.
yeah, yeah.
He went after and said, "I'm gonna be signed on Motown." His moved with intention.
Yep.
He didn't just say it and had the faith and was like I was when
Yeah.
I said
Like I hope they come and get
they
me.
coming to Detroit, but I'm gonna be moving. I still was moving the way that I felt like was good enough, right? So I made that decision in my mind, and I was trying to vibrate on that frequency,
Let me
right?
just share this. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish,
I
but
was
I want to
trying to
share this.
vibrate on that frequency, right? Because I spoke it, I had the thought, and I spoke it into the universe, right? And I didn't say it to him. I didn't have conversations to him.
Right.
But at the same time, I was trying to vibrate on that frequency. I was putting some action behind it.
Right.
Right? And so because I was putting the action behind it and I was filling out for stuff, it was like, ooh, we are getting ready to be on this. It was trading spouses or wife swap. It was one of them. And it got canceled.
Trading spouses.
It was one of them. It got canceled right before the hookup. Now, because of that,
Oh man, that knocked
and we
the
were
wind
still,
out of you, didn't
oh
it?
yeah, it well,
A little bit.
a little bit, but it wasn't. I wasn't like, damn, that's how I'm gonna get the Bravo, right? It just crossed my mind, but that was because I had God in the box. They gonna find me in Detroit, right?
Right.
But I had to make that decision to say, let's move to Cali.
Yeah.
Moved out to Cali.
Yeah, for several reasons, but yeah, that was one, and I had no idea.
What, about a year and a half later, maybe? Boom, we're on Bravo.
Yep. We on Bravo Network, man. We had a ball.
We
too.
on Bravo Network, and we on Bravo Network for 4 seasons. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, I manifested this. But because I was the type of person that said, I'm supposed to have this, and I just automatically would move towards that,
Yes.
regardless of fear,
Yep. And that's what I
regardless of what. Zeno was not like that.
Let me say this. Listen, especially my people that are in relationships. If you got you a mate that straight up is about this life, when they like, listen here, I have a vision. This is what I see. I see us in XYZ or doing X, Y, and Z. I don't know how it's gonna come, but we need to make some moves. We need to do some stuff. It's really about the power of agreement, you aligning with that thought. As a couple, if you two come in agreement with each other, you ain't got to figure everything out. You don't have to figure it out.
We was moving in the dark, and that's what I tell people. And that's the funny thing. I would feel like I'm gonna do something anyway, regardless of me being afraid to do it. That's just how I always felt. Meaning, if I felt like I was supposed to have
Thank
a
you.
new car, even though I didn't have, forget bad credit, y'all. I ain't had no credit. None. First, I had bad credit. And I had bad credit because my mama jacked me up. I had light bills in my name, phone bills in my name, finger hut, everything from the rooter to the tutor in my name. And I didn't find that out until one day we went to Super Kmart, and they was like, you want to fill out for a credit card? I was like, yeah. And they was like, denied.
Yeah. Oh,
And when they send you why, I say, well, finger hut.
we ain't buying nothing.
Is that why Finger Hut catalogs come in my name? I didn't even know.
Ain't that something when you
I
don't
didn't
have
even
that
know.
knowledge? When you don't have that knowledge.
So not having no credit
And somebody jacked mine up.
and saying that I'm supposed to have a brand new car. Let's go get this car because first of all, the car ain't even here yet in Michigan. The car was a brand new car that we had. We went to the movie
We went
theater,
to the movies.
and we seen the car
trailer.
on the screen before the movie started.
Yeah, they were playing the trailers and they showed a little commercial with his car.
And the thought hit our head at the same time, and it connected to our heart. And we looked at each other and spoke it out, and we was like, dude,
Yep.
that's us.
That's us. Yep. I don't know where that car is.
We didn't even know where it was. We was like, that's us.
Yep. We gonna do that.
And we was driving past the dealership, and they happened to have one that we saw on the lot. And we was like, there go the car.
There you go.
Now, he had jacked up credit. He had bad
Now
credit.
let me say this: I had a road manager when I was out on the road in the entertainment field.
Babe, we ain't gotta tell them all that, but somebody jacked his credit up.
Somebody took my social
Identity
and
theft.
got 2 apartments in my name. It was crazy. You know,
We was trying to let y'all know how bad the person jacked his credit up.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to that trauma. See, I gotta let that go.
Yeah, he really do.
Man.
Damn, you just felt something.
Yes, because I used to say it was worse back then. It was like if I ever see this person physically in the physical realm, it doesn't matter where I'm at.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, he getting it. He getting the business. But that's how I was back then. I'm not no longer.
He ain't like that now, but apparently he's still holding on to something. He noticed it. Look, first things first. You gotta come into agreement and know you need to be healed from a thing first.
Yeah. Saniqua and them said they called it the Xenomobile. Okay?
Yeah, we call it the Xenomobile, right? We go there and we find out that the car is not even in Michigan. At this point, it's like March, and the car won't be even in Michigan until June.
Right.
And we was like, we sitting there knowing we didn't have a dime. Do you hear me? To put towards this car.
Yes.
I ain't had no credit. He had jacked up credit. But we went up in there, was like, let's go drive it.
Yep.
Let's go see what it looked like.
I'm surprised they let us get the keys. And
Yeah, I'm surprised too. When I don't know. So we went up in there, and Zeno was like, "Excuse me," for to hold the man.
Yeah.
While he was sitting in the car, excuse me, but I gotta take my shoes off in this car, and I gotta start praising God right now.
Yep, in my socks.
In my socks.
I told him that.
This what he said. Cause this our car, and the man was like, "Okay."
He was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay,
right,
so Zeno took his socks off or whatever, started praising God, thank God in the back seat or whatever,
Moving
blah,
in
blah,
action,
blah, right?
yes.
Moving in action, right? Had faith like a mother. We went on the test ride, came back. That's when we found out that the car was not going to be there. And we like, we need the car now. How do we get the car? We talking big stuff. How do we get the car here now?
Yes.
He was like, well, the only way that we can get it is if we either have it or put on a flatbed, or we can have someone drive it and deliver it here. And Zeno was like, no, I want to be the first one to put miles on the car. So
I want to be the first one to pass gas in them seats. So guess what? Yeah, put it on a flatbed and roll it.
So
here.
put it
No
on a
miles.
flatbed, right? Now it get down to everything. Time to do the paperwork, all that.
Yes.
He run our credit.
Woo, man.
And he's like, okay, so we already knew what he was gonna come back and say about our credit.
Oh yeah.
But we was like, we don't care. This ours.
Yep.
We sat there and we going back and forth, and then he say, okay, well, let me see what I can do. He leaves out the room. He comes back and he's like, okay, so I just talked to my supervisor. So how much are you guys willing to put down for the car? Me. I was like, nothing.
Nothing.
He was like,
Nothing.
no, like you're going to have to put something down on the car. How much do you want to put down on the car? I was like, nothing. I'm not putting nothing down on the car.
Yep.
That's just how I was.
Yep. Sure enough did. I was sitting there like.
After us going back and forth for about 20 minutes with me saying, and I'm looking just like this, nothing. He went, talked to his supervisor. He came back. He said, okay, so let's just say this. What if you guys wrote me a check for $500? I won't cash it. I'll write void on the check. And when the car is shipped here, then I'll just hand the check back to y'all.
It'll be like a payment of good faith.
Yeah, it'll be like a payment of good faith,
That's what he
even
said.
though, it said void.
Just a show of some type of act.
And for a quick second, that's when we got nervous. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we didn't even have no damn checks. That's where we was. We didn't even have no damn checks to eat. We was like, is this about to stop? We done sat here and talked all this junk. And is this about to stop us? We ain't had no checks. So we had to call Zeno grandma and say, look, they not gonna cash the check.
Yep.
Just give us one of your checks and write $500 on there.
Sure enough.
And look, they gonna void it out. All that she did. We got the car and boom. But that's how I just moved.
Yes.
In life,
And we moved like
and
that.
we moved
throughout
like
life.
that, right?
Yeah,
Even
throughout
though
life.
we didn't have it, we was moving in the dark, one foot in front of the other, not knowing how we was going to get it, but just moving. And as we were moving, things started to show up in our lives. The same thing when we bought our first house. When we bought our house in Michigan at closing, they was like, how much you want to put down? And I was like, nothing. I did the same thing. I was like, nothing. I ain't putting nothing down. Now, come on now, a house closing.
Yep.
They was like, no, we're not. And Zeno, he tried, y'all. Zeno gonna tell the owner, we not putting nothing down, and you gonna throw your convertible
yes.
Thunder, what is it?
Ford Thunderbird.
Ford Thunderbird
Yes,
in the
yes.
damn
in the deal. It's
deal.
gonna come with the
I
house.
was looking at him like, nah, you know you doing too much. This ain't that car, dude. This is a whole house.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth. How much are you gonna put down for closing? I'm like, I'm not paying for the closing. I said she paying for it, and I'm talking to the owner.
That's it.
I said I'm not paying for the closing. She paying for the closing.
Said Mariah. She said
me and my husband just did that with a new house yesterday.
Talk that
faith talk. For
That's
real.
what it is.
You got to.
You have to.
You got to.
Let me say this.
Let me finish telling this story
Okay.
right quick, and
Okay.
then you
Go ahead.
can come in with that.
Go
I just
ahead.
want to close this part
Yeah,
out.
yeah, go ahead.
And we was like, she paying for it. And
At
originally
the
she was
table.
like,
Yeah, she was like, I'm not paying for nothing.
I'm not paying for closing. We sitting there at the closing, ready to sign the
at the
paper,
table.
knowing that we ain't bring no money for no closing because we was driving there, and I was like, she paying for it. We not paying for it. She paying for it. And so going back and forth, and here we go again. What about this? She will pay for the closing, but you guys have to, we close November the 1st of that year. You guys have to let her stay in the house until December 11th.
Yes.
This is what they said. You have to let her stay in the house until December 11th. And I was like, cool anyway, because I wanted to go in and make sure we painted and stripped floors and I knew I wasn't going to move in there right away anyway. You know what I'm saying? But worst come to worst, all we had to pay out our pocket, because we did have to pay something for the clothes, and it was like $153.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that still ain't
That's how we
nothing when it
moved.
comes to closing costs. But that's how we did back then.
Right.
And it's funny because when I see it clear now, I didn't know that that's what we were doing. I just know that we was just moving.
Yeah,
We was just moving. We was just moving in faith. I wasn't even understanding that we
Right.
was putting the works behind it.
Right. Now let
Right?
me just say this. I just wanted to say this sincerely. Listen, y'all. At the end of the day, when you know deep down on the inside of you, you see things and you like, that belonged to me. I deserve that. It's no reason why this should be withheld from me. I'm a good person. Why do I have to be struggling to get some of the simplest things? Now, I'm not suggesting that people walk around in life just straight in the dark, faith walking. Listen, we live in a technology age, so you can learn how to clean some things up personally in your life through some consistency, some discipline, some dedication, right? So we're not on here talking about, yeah, we didn't pay nothing. We didn't pay nothing, basically, $150 something. We didn't pay nothing for that house. It was the largest house on the block. Two lots. It was beautiful. But what I'm saying is that regardless to where you are in life, whether you have a whole lot of money or you don't have anything, your credit is jacked up, you still on the inside have these desires inside of you, and you like, yo, like I deserve to have the finer things in life, right? So now, because we live in the age of technology, all you got to do is go on that internet and figure out the way. What's the clean, proper way in order for you to move? It may take some time, but that time is going to help you be disciplined in order for you to maintain and keep established whatever it is that you're moving in.
And notice he said discipline. Notice
Yes.
he said discipline because making the decision ain't good enough. Making a decision to say that you're going to do a thing is not good enough. Us sitting in that movie theater and saying that, ooh, that's us, and made that decision. We, come on now. We made the decision, but we moved on it. Even though our credit was effed up. Our
Yeah.
credit was effed up. Everywhere we went, people stopped us. What kind of car is that? Well, we were the first ones in Michigan to have it. We were the first one in the whole
Yeah. Tri-state area.
that had it.
Yep.
Because we was like, that's ours, and we the first ones to come up in
Hold on.
there.
Somebody
and,
said they think we have a hacker in here. Well, where is he at,
How?
y'all? I don't know. Go ahead and check. If so,
Who the hacker?
go ahead and block him. Somebody named Stephen Wise. I don't even know. But is there a Stephen Wise in here?
Is he?
We don't know what's going on with you, bro.
No,
but
he might. Oh, is he tagging? Are you tagging people and coming on here?
yeah.
Hold on, let me see something. Hold on.
Yeah. What are you doing, bruh? Like you didn't see what I'm saying? How just people come, from the left with stuff.
Well, I don't know. Look, if you ain't no hacker, Steven, I'm gonna need you to speak up.
They said he's spamming. So
Well, I'm about. Let me.
he coming in
He's
here
spamming.
trying to create some disturbance,
Steve
bro.
Wise.
You don't have a lot of time.
Let me
so
tell you what you're not gonna do up
get
in
it
here.
get it out your system real quick because you about to get booted. You about to get booted, bruh. So have at it. Get your rocks off now because it's not gonna last. You feel me? And you're probably somewhere in a really hot room with a big
I don't
old
know.
school
I don't.
fan.
I don't know where he at, but you
I'm
better
just
get
saying.
your ass up off of here.
I'm just saying.
Where he at? Let me see.
Yeah. That's,
No, go ahead. Go ahead and talk
yeah.
to them right quick. While I
Yeah,
figure
so
this out.
right. So all I'm saying is that you have these desires in you. And at the end of the day, what I'm saying, especially with the way that this world is, right? The way that this world is, they project all of this wealth and all of this luxury and all of this decadence in front of us. And to be honest, look, y'all, we live out here in Hollywood. We was just having a conversation earlier today. Y'all
Oh,
remember
Janetta
the
said he tagged all of us.
for
Well,
what?
if he tagged y'all, then y'all make sure y'all don't be clicking on nothing. Don't be
Yeah,
clicking
don't click on no
on
links.
these links and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me delete.
See, it's
his.
Christmas time, so you got people moving in a dark, negative energy, and you got people that's moving in light energy. It just
Right.
is what it
And
is.
don't worry, Steven, if your ass on here, every person that you tagged, every name that you have on here, however many times your name is on here, is gonna be deleted. So whatever link you think you about to have people push on, ain't
Yeah.
nobody gonna see it, not even in the future.
Right. So, again, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where we have to decide which side we're on, what we're actually going to move in. And you move with intention. You have the intention, you have the thought process, right, about whatever it is that your goal is, whatever it is that you're envisioning for your life. And you set that in your mind. And then your spirit and your emotions align that up with that. And move in a way to where you're not so attached to it, right? To where you can actually begin to worry about it and create a negative frequency opposite or contradictory to the initial frequency and vibration that you're sending out into the universe, to God. It's like, if you want to get a degree, if you desire to have a degree in whatever field, if you want to start a business or businesses, like if you want to switch your careers, if you want to get married, this thing applies to everything. You want to get a pet, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do, right? A brand new car, whatever it is, like all of this materialistic stuff. And Let's talk about relationships. If it's broken and torn up relationships, guess what?
I
You
was going
can
to get
move
on
in
that.
intention and repair these things, or at least be in a place to where you're not weighed down and you're not suffering internally because you're unable to sleep and you're uneasy because of the love that you have or had for that person, and you're constantly thinking about, whatever it is that you did or didn't do and why it didn't work out, all of that stuff. At the end of the day, we can line this stuff up, move with the correct intention, and allow the universe, allow God, allow the Most High, right? Allow the Great Spirit to come in and then do what's necessary in order to make things happen. And whether or not that relationship is repaired, at least you walk away clean. You walk away lighter because you know you've done everything that you were supposed to do to be pure. That's what this whole thing is about.
Mm-hmm.
We came into this world pure. We were untainted when we came in the world. Predominantly, most of us, right? We came in through our mother's womb,
No, when they came in, they was untainted,
whether
but
she
depending on
wanted
what
us or
happened.
not. I'm just saying, whether the
Mm-hmm.
mother wanted us or not, we came in here relatively with a clean slate, most of us. And this is the way that we have to move to get back to source. We got to get back to source as pure and as clean as possible. That's what this is really all about.
I know.
And enjoying life.
Can we just pause this
Yes.
really quickly because you said how we came down here, right? I know y'all have heard that when a person is, well, when a woman has a child, that having a child, childbirth is the closest thing to death for her. And then they'll also turn around and say that it's more traumatic for the child that's being born than it is for the mother, right? And you will never remember your childbirth. Not saying you won't ever see it, because I've seen people on ceremony. I've known people on ceremony to
Yeah.
witness their birth,
Right.
right?
Isn't that amazing?
But
Yeah.
they
Wow.
still didn't witness it as they were looking at it as they were observing their birth. They weren't looking at it as them coming in from the actual spiritual realm, that spirit that's coming into the body, and the breath and the oxygen and all of that, right?
Yes.
They didn't experience that part. A child, we will never remember our childbirth or what that was like. So because of that,
Pardon
we
me.
grow up with that trauma that's being locked so far back from birth that when people get older, they start to fear death.
Right.
And they fear death because they don't remember that before they came here, they were already where they're going when this vessel is over. That's where you start. You started with God, you started with Source. You came down here, you're still a part of Spirit. You're
Yes.
not separate. You're just not physically with Source, right? In
Right.
spirit form, because you're in a vessel, you're in a temple, you're in this flesh.
That's the truth.
But when this flesh is over, your source, you go right back to source. You go right back to God.
Let me just say this, y'all, because again, we having this conversation honestly. We just trying to have a real honest conversation. Hopefully y'all can pay attention to what's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We actually felt led to come on this live, and we'll probably do more. We really want to have conversations and just share. We really desire to have people analyze themselves, evaluate themselves, look at themselves for real. Take a good look at yourself. Let's do a self check, right? And when you do this self check, you figure out, okay, am I really happy with where I am in my life? Do I feel as though I'm really where I'm supposed to be in my life? Or I'm really confused and I'm tired. It feels like I keep running into brick walls. And I have all of these hurdles that keep popping up as I get into my stride. What is this stuff? It feels like I'm attracting, all this negative stuff. It feels like negative things are following you. Like, listen, there's a remedy for this. There is a solution to this. There is an answer that can put you on the right track, put you in the correct direction for your life so that you can be happy. We have many testimonies, you know what I'm saying, where people that shared their stories already. I'm talking about people that was like, they didn't want to talk to God. They didn't want to hear nothing about God. They didn't want to hear nothing about no spiritual nothing.
And you know, and we guess what? Those people are on here and they can speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can speak, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell y'all about us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause we here now.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, this our interview.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I always knew that I'm supposed to have millions. Right? I always felt like that I was gonna have millions. My mindset never allowed me to say billions because
Yeah.
it was some fear and doubt attached to that.
Yeah, we couldn't really fathom that, right? Like billions.
Right. I'm just talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking for me.
I had a number in my mind. You don't remember what the number was? I used to
Yeah.
hold on to that
Yeah, he
number.
used to
So.
hold on to that, and that's a expectation,
Right, exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And that's
shut
putting
all
God
that
in a
down.
box,
Shut it all
right?
down.
But what was I just saying?
So you knew that you were supposed to have money and everything,
Okay,
and you said something about being a
right.
billionaire, and now it's
Yeah, I never would speak billionaire because there was fear attached to that, and it was like, whoo, no, like I really don't know, like that was doubt and it was fear, but I just knew that I was going to be a millionaire. But because
yeah. You
I
need to
will,
read that.
it
Will
will,
it?
will it be a big ceremony or a smaller circle? The one in Ann Arbor, the ones that I do in Ann Arbor is not a lot of people. The most people that I do, the largest spaces that I hold is here in California overnight, or when I do some Joshua Tree, right? Some are intimate, not. This I don't allow. Only allow a certain amount of people. Period. But I only allow a certain amount of people per night because we want to make sure that everybody has adequate time to go through and do the work that they're supposed to do to release what they're supposed to release and
Yeah.
ascend. Now, if you
Right.
got too many people there,
It's a
even though
lot
some
more
people
work.
don't care, some people have 50 people in the room. 50 people in the room, and they just gonna sit back and just let you go through whatever you gonna go through.
That's
That's the thing,
crazy.
and you gonna pay way, way, way more.
Yeah, they just basically watching over your body, hoping that you don't. Yeah, I use this analogy
And
real
you got to
quick.
get your own Airbnb after you done flew there or whatever.
Yeah, I said this is like, you know how a brand new baby, a newborn, and the mama puts the little mitts on the baby's hands because they got their fingernails, but they can't control, right? Them scratching themselves. Well, that's basically what it is in a lot of these other ceremonies. They just have people standing around in hopes that you don't hurt yourself. It's called gatekeeping. They just like, well, I'm just a gatekeeper. I just want to. I don't know what you going through while you on the medicine. I don't know. They standing around hoping that you don't try to run out the door or whatever. I don't know what they doing. But that's not what we do here. We actually take you by your hand when it's necessary and we walk you through. And when things pop up and you may have questions, we gonna help walk you through that so that you can receive your answers and be able to gain some type of comprehension about whatever the source of your issue is. This isn't a joke for us. It's not a game because we're doing this anciently, we're doing this ceremonially, we're doing this in love. Everything is founded in love. So by the time that people actually go through their journey, we normally call each other spirit family because by the end of that night, at some point, my wife has now cleared everything for the most part, walked people through to where they didn't receive their healing, they didn't got answers, they intentions have been met plus more.
You walking them through too.
Yes. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? We doing what we were called to do. We in that spirit realm and we moving. My wife has been in ceremony and it has been people's family members that have transitioned and she went into the spirit realm and found a family member. Like, I just want to talk to my mama. I want to speak to my mama. And my wife is on the medicine in the spirit realm physically And my wife is like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. She going to the spirit realm and be like, your mama's here. She want to talk to you. Who doing that? Who doing that? So that messages can be sent over. Now people will be like, ooh, yeah, ooh, but that's just like, you know what I'm saying? What you're
And
doing
that's
is you
not,
tapping
and
in.
honestly, that's not even what it's about.
No.
If that happened,
If it
then
happens, that's
then
great. But I'm
then
just telling them that this is sometimes what happens. Because
if it do, then that's a plus.
exactly.
That's a plus.
Exactly.
Because my thing is, I tell people don't come in with expectation, come in with intention, and your intention is gonna get met. Let me get back to
Okay, we'll read these real quick and then you can get back to what you got to say. Who said that?
okay, well then y'all remind me what I got to get back to.
Okay,
I'm
what
gonna
is it
tell
that you want to
y'all
talk
what
about now?
I was still talking about my testimony and
Good.
what changed me.
Okay, good.
I ain't talk. I can talk about the other people. We'll talk about them when we interviewing them. We can bring up different instances, but
Okay.
I want to tell y'all how it has helped me.
Okay, great. So your testimony.
Y'all will literally stay with people until their healing is complete. I've witnessed myself nothing but pure love and support in these ceremonies. Yeah.
You
And
got
we
a
ain't
couple
letting other
more.
people go to sleep up in there after they done got they breakthrough.
Hey, spirit family. Hey.
Hey, hey, Amanda, that was Amanda. Hey, it's real. You are definitely led and guided, even down to the breathing.
It's real.
Of course, it's real. It's real to really be able to help people walk through their journeys.
Yes.
To be able to help people walk through their spirit walk and their spiritual journeys. But let me get back to what I was saying,
All
y'all.
right, your testimony now.
I always felt
Excuse me.
like I was supposed to have millions, but couldn't bring in my mind to say billions.
Wow,
Right? I
that's something.
couldn't because of the fear, because of the doubt, and all of that. And I always was the type of person just want to keep something real and always telling, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. And don't ask me, do you want to know the truth? Nah, all right, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So if somebody come to me and they ask me an opinion, then the truth. They can, tell me how you like this song. You want to know the truth? Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? And
Yes.
so, when before I started going on these journeys, even though I always said that I was going to be a millionaire or felt like I was going to be a millionaire, I wasn't vibrating on that frequency, right? Even though I thought it in my mind and I connected it in my heart, I actually saw myself as that. In my mind, it was going to come through Zeno.
Wow, isn't that something? Yeah, because we lived our lives like that.
Zeno in the music industry, Zeno about to make it happen, Captain.
Yeah.
Right? That's me being attached to how God gonna play it out in my life.
My bad.
In my life. Right? It ain't had nothing to do with me saying Zeno's gonna be a millionaire. I said I'm gonna be a millionaire, but at the same time, I'm looking for it to come from him. I was not vibrating on that frequency, and I was not vibrating on that frequency mentally, even though I spoke it into the universe, right? Because when you have it in your mind and you connect it with your heart and you speak it out, even though you're not moving on that vibration,
Pardon me.
because you spoke it out, it's out there now. Whether you speak whether it's good or whether it's bad, whatever you speak into the atmosphere over your life, God, the source, universe, they don't know the difference. You will have what you say. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Right? And you gonna eat that fruit.
Man.
You gonna eat
You
it.
gonna eat thereof, is what he
Yeah.
say.
But I'm saying you gonna eat that fruit.
For sure.
And so, but my mindset was not there and I wasn't vibrating on that frequency because of trauma. Because of trauma. Because I felt like I grew up in the house where we had guns pointed on us as children from adults that lived in the house that was supposed to be there to protect us.
Man.
where it was so much violence and evil talk and fighting and stabbing
Yeah,
and
fussing
blood
and
and
yeah,
fussing and drinking and all kinds of
all kind of
shit.
hell.
Every day it was something.
Yeah.
So a child growing up in a situation like that, and I gotta beg for money for clothes, and you not coming to support me to do anything, and you know what I mean? I can go on and on and. So in my mind, I couldn't trust the people that were supposed to protect me. So now I sure can't trust your ass. So I moved through my life saying, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust nobody.
I gotta
That's
make
a,
this
that's
happen
how
for
that's how I
myself.
was. I gotta make it happen for myself, but at the same time, I didn't trust nobody. So because I didn't trust nobody, even though I said I'm not working for nobody, when I got out of hair school and I went into the hair salon, I did not get a chair starting off. I said I'm going to assist because I need to understand what goes on and how to get this. So I did that. Then I got a chair. I started doing hair. After doing hair for a while, I decided I don't want to do that. Now I'm an esthetician. And so now I'm building my clientele and I'm building my clientele. But my mindset is I'm not trusting nobody. I'm working for myself. So therefore, all I care about is coming to work, doing my clients, and leaving. I'm not trying, at this point, I wasn't trying to own anything. All I
Yeah,
know is
no
I was
asset
working for
mindset.
myself. I
Yeah.
was working for myself and I felt like I was my own boss and I was. Even though I was in the salon and I was like, I'm paying you to work there. I always made it clear wherever I went. Let's make it clear in the beginning. I've always walked with authority. Always walked with authority.
Yes.
And I never went to a job being interviewed. I always interviewed them and made it very clear. Because I'm coming to work in your establishment, but I'm paying you to work there. You ain't paying me. I'm bringing you money every month.
Right.
So this is what I have to have. I have to have a key. I have to have this. I have to have this and I have to have that. If I can't have that, then I won't be there. So that's how I moved, but at the same time, I didn't desire to own because I would have had to deal with people that I worked with or employees or people that I had to trust or I had to put this in somebody else's hands. Right? Not knowing that the trauma still that I'm growing up with is blocking me from getting where I'm supposed to get to. Fast forward, we're out here in California. Years. I lived my life like even when I did own a spot, I still was doing the bare minimum. I'm coming to work. I'm doing my clients. You know, if we have an event, we have an event or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I was never moving towards expansion. And I wasn't moving towards expansion because I didn't trust people. That's where my mindset was. Even though I still knew where I was going and I already saw where I was going to go. And so fast forward, we move out here. My mindset is what it is because I'm holding on to the trauma, not trusting. And then me and Zeno started paying tens of thousands of dollars to get mentors. We wasn't trying to get nothing for free because I'm going to tell y'all. A lot of times when people give y'all stuff for free,
Oh man.
it be some
It'd be some
crap
boo boo.
attached to it.
It'd be some boo boo
Right?
attached
And
to
I'm
it.
gonna be honest. When people do stuff for people for free, they don't be appreciating it. I know that. I know that. You have some that will. You do. You have some that will. There are some exceptions to the rule, but no.
Yeah.
And so, we moved out here. Well, not we were already out here. We decided that we got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, all of this was going on while at this point we're vegan. We eating how we eating. Eating better. We not eating no more dead flesh and blood. If you still eat meat, look, I ain't judging you. It is what it is.
Right.
Eat what you want to eat.
Exactly.
I'm
Do
just
what
telling
do.
you for us.
Right. Yeah.
We wasn't eating that anymore. And our mindset started to shift. We was working out. We was raising our vibration. We were out here in a whole different vibration. Right? And so we started moving, raising our vibration, doing all of that. And so starting to see some of the things that we were attracting while we decided to pay all this money for some mentors.
Yes.
Now the old us, the old me, I was like, I'll do everything myself. I'll do my own hair. I'll do my own nails. I'll do my own lashes. I'll do my own eyebrows. I'm going to do your own hair. I'm going to do, you understand? I was just like, no, I wasn't going and letting nobody do nothing to me. This is what y'all got to understand. You're not working on my face. You're not working on my hair. You're not working on my nails. You're not working on none of that stuff because I didn't trust people.
Yes, John said people really do take your kindness for weakness.
Yeah, they do. They really can. You know what I mean? But that's if we continue to allow it. We have to tell people how to treat us. We have to tell people how to treat us. And so it came a point in time where we were being mentored, and now it comes time for them to teach about scaling your business.
Ooh,
and they said,
this one right here.
In order for you to scale your business, you have to get employees. Point blank, period. You're not doing everything by yourself. You can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what they say that for?
Yes.
When they said that, because my mindset was where my mindset was, I stopped listening to them for a while. I'm going to keep it 100. I stopped listening to them for a while. So I was like, I ain't trying to hear that. Because I always was like, I do it myself. I do my own hair. I'm going to learn how to do that.
Can't
I want
trust
to learn how to
people.
do this. I'm going to do that. I can't trust nobody to do it. I got to do it myself. This is what I'm saying to myself in my head. This is what I'm speaking out into the universe. Right? Not trying to give nobody a chance because of my mindset. And I broke down. I'm not a crier, but I broke down and I cried so much because I was like, I don't want to hire nobody. I don't want to put my business in nobody's hands. I don't want to be able to. This is what I'm saying. I was afraid of that because of the trust issues that I had.
Yes. Y'all see how this trauma follow us wherever we go?
But as we went, now see, I was like that my whole life. Previous. And then we start doing the work. Raising our vibration. And quantum leaping with this plant medicine. And my mindset started to shift.
Yeah, things.
And where I wouldn't even say, I'm going to be a millionaire. I already know my business is $1 billion business. Bitch, I'm vegan is a $1 billion brand. It is. It is. And guess what? I have to make sure that I'm vibrating on that frequency. What do billionaires do? Billionaires pay as little in taxes as it is, barely anything. So guess what? I paid thousands of dollars to learn tax strategy. So now I don't get mad when people be like, Donald Trump only paid, I don't care if it was $1, let's just say $1 in taxes, and he a billionaire and all of that.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos.
He only doing, if you knew the tax codes, you wouldn't be paying nothing either.
Right.
You would be writing off everything too. But you don't know how to do that.
Because ain't nobody exposed you to
Because
that.
ain't nobody exposed you to that. We can't say that we want to be a millionaire and we think it's going to jump out the sky and bust us in the head. We got to be willing to do the work. We got to be willing to put the work behind it. What does it take to be a thousandaire, a 6-figure earner, or a 7-figure earner? What do it take?
Yes.
What do it take? And we learn from 6-figure earners. We learn from 7-figure earners.
Yes.
We learn from 8-figure earners.
Yes.
And the old me was saying, I ain't about to pay nobody to do nothing. I'm going to learn how to do everything. I'm going to learn how to do off YouTube. Free 99. YouTube is only going to take you so far, especially when it comes to this business stuff and learning the stuff that you're really supposed to learn to get out here in these streets.
Yeah, because they're going to give you the free game.
They only gonna give you
They giving
so
you the
much.
free game.
Trust me, they not giving you the inside scoop. So
No.
we knew we had to break down from our old patterns of not wanting to pay nobody and trying to figure out how to do it ourselves. But trying to figure out how to do it ourselves, it took us years and 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 years. Now shit is just being quantum leaped.
Mariah said YouTube University. Yes.
YouTube University. Don't get me wrong. YouTube University.
It has its place.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it has its
It's
place.
the bomb. It
It has its
really
place.
is. But it comes to a point to where you gotta get more than that.
Yeah. You have to invest in
You
yourself.
have to invest in yourself.
And let me say this, babe. I have to say this, and please forgive me for
No, go ahead.
interrupting or interjecting like this. But understand, y'all, when a person decides that they're going to invest in themselves, what they're actually saying is, I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to put myself first, and I'm about to get focused. Because what I learned is this. When you pay for information, you pay more attention.
You really do.
See, you can let the free stuff, I get back to that, such and such, blah, blah, blah. No, the paid information may have an expiration date on it. And then some things don't. It's just like you have it, you pay for it, you have it forever. But here's the thing. Now you got a gold mine you sitting on because you didn't pay for it. Are you going to sit there and not cultivate and dig in to the thousands of dollars of information, millions of dollars of information that these people are sharing? Because now they done went down a road and some pathways and they done hit some potholes and some ditches, and they telling you how to avoid all of this stuff, what's the best way to work things. And guess what? When you're not there at a certain level, when they start breaking this stuff down, you're going to be like, I don't understand. I don't get it. You might turn your back on it and be like, man, forget it. I ain't doing that. Guess what?
We did it.
Guess
We
what?
did it.
And guess what's going to happen? If you hold on long enough and you keep moving forward, you go back to the thing that you did, you're going to end up running into the very thing that the mentor said you're going to experience.
We have multiple mentors. And each mentor we've spent thousands of dollars
with. Yes.
to learn from.
Yes.
And each mentor taught us things in different areas. Different areas. And there has been times where I was learning, where Zeno was learning, and we broke down.
Yes. Yeah,
and I was like, F this. I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah. Yes.
It's too hard. That's what I was telling myself.
Yeah. We both did.
And I wanted to give up. But then I had to go back to it and say, which one has more power? Me staying here after spending all this money
for one.
Because all I did was invested in myself.
Yes.
I invested in myself. Even though I gave them money for their businesses, I gave them money for their businesses for them to bring me value, because I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in the knowledge that I have now, right? To vibrate on the frequency of where I'm supposed to be. Right? And so I don't care how much knowledge you have,
apply,
or how much knowledge you think you have. If you don't apply that knowledge, it don't matter. You see people on the corner all the time. You see these Hebrew Israelites. They be out there in guns and they be going back and forth, arguing, trying to prove a point, like they debating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what is that doing? What is it doing?
And here's the thing, again. If you stick to what you see you tapped into and the results from the person or the organization, the people that you tapped into, and you begin to see the fruits just in one area, a couple of areas of what they've shown you, that's the fuel and the fire for you to keep moving. Our whole point in sharing all of this is that that's just a form of putting yourself first. See, if you didn't catch this at the beginning, we talked about the Trinity of healing. There's a level of wholeness that God, right, wants everybody to move in. That's going to be spiritual, which has your mental attached to it, your emotions attached to it. That's your spiritual, right? Being your spirit, the spiritual aspect of you. Then you have the physical aspect of you. You have to be whole in that. Make sure that your temple is good, that you're physically fit. The things that you're putting inside of your temple and what's coming out of your temple, right? Whether that be through your mouth, your ears, your eyes, or what have you. You got to make sure that you oversee that and move and protect that. And you set the boundaries if you're really focused for you to be able to live a long, prosperous life. And then it is financially. Financially, we can talk about the woman who was told by the prophet to go get the pot of oil, and then you touched it and it just kept going, it kept overflowing, and she was able to sell all of the pots of oil and had pots of oil left over and all of that. That just means she need to get her finances right. She had a business now.
But she was afraid,
She was afraid,
and
but she tapped
and
into.
she had gave up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She tapped into somebody. All we're simply saying is that through our journey, cause see, somebody could talk all of this all they want to, but until somebody get hit with a terminal illness and they have to make a decision on whether they gonna go down life's door or death's door and just throw their hands up and be like, I'm taking care of all of my affairs. Let me pull all this money up out the life insurance policy bank. Let's just go ahead. Let's travel the world, do things we said we was gonna do. I'm gonna kiss you on the cheek, and then you live the rest of your life. I want you to be happy, marry, and go on and live. No, nah, dude.
I was like, F that. You ain't getting up out of here in no 3 years. We got stuff
And
we
that
gotta
wasn't
do.
my plan.
Mm-mm.
My plan was we walking down life. So God led us down this pathway, and God led us to a more natural, holistic way in order to live and move. Begin to share information with us. Begin to open up wisdom to us to go to the origin of things. And we like, oh, this is where this came from. Well, these people saying is this. But God is saying is this. Wow, so everything that they telling us is the actual opposite of what it really is, the truth. So now we get on here now, in this age and in this time frame of Aquarius, which is the time of awakening. And we here now. I'm going to put it on the dang on screen again.
Well, while he putting that, was you done? What you was about to say?
No.
Okay, well go ahead and then I'll say what I gotta say.
Yeah, I put this on the screen because this is our last retreat for the year. And we're going to be coming to Ann Arbor, Michigan. December the 9th to the 11th.
And again, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to come back to Michigan. I don't know. And I say that again for some people that may have been on here earlier, may not have been on here earlier. Because first of all, I came back to Michigan so much because that's where I'm from. That's where I know most of the people that I know. And I've always been the type of person that was a huge cheerleader, or always the person that wanted to push people to be the best that they can be.
Right.
Always wanting to protect people from this and protect people from that. I've
Give them
always been
advice.
like that. Give them advice, all of that. And I wanted to come back and to be able to give the people what we had got to really help them.
And that was life. We got tapped into life information.
And Zeno, I was coming back every 4 weeks, and I was coming back to do my clients. Zeno kept saying, I'm not coming back until I can help my people. Whatever that had meant for him.
Yes.
Honestly, when he first started saying it, he thought it was going to be something with the music industry.
Right.
He thought it was going to be something with the music industry, but Zeno's mindset had to change. Because even though he was in the music industry and he was doing this and he was doing that and he was getting checks or whatever, he was getting his money, that money was just falling through his fingers.
Yes. No literacy.
He couldn't, no financial literacy.
They could have gave me millions of dollars.
And he started putting into the atmosphere that he wants to learn how money works. He didn't just say that.
Pardon me.
he went and he actually enrolled himself in classes to learn. He paid
I
for
invested
people
in
to
myself.
train him to
Yes.
learn how. So now, boom, he know how. Now I can go back to Michigan and help my people. And we come back and we trying to tell people, our people,
Yep.
how these rich people out here moving, and they don't want to hear it because they ain't in the right mindset. They think somebody trying to get something from them, and we really trying to bring
Give you
something to
something.
you.
This is on your own merit. It ain't got nothing to do with me other than me sharing information with you, things that you didn't know.
And people can look at it, and I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, because people can say, "You do want something from me. Don't you charge for these retreats?" Hell yeah, I charge for these retreats.
Yeah, because you don't know what it take.
You have no idea what it take to do these retreats. Hell yeah, I charge what I charge, and I'm supposed to be charging way
Way
more.
more.
But I don't. I don't charge what these people charge. I don't charge $4,000. I don't charge $6,000. I don't charge $10,000. I don't charge what these people charge, because I'm saying I'm trying to help my people. So I charge the lowest that I can charge
Keep this thing going.
to keep it going.
Yeah.
It cost me $6,000 just to come to a city. That ain't including food. That ain't including the medicine. That ain't including a lot of stuff. And people want to talk about how much it costs. How much does your freedom cost? How much are you worth?
Wow.
Go ahead and keep holding on to what you holding on to.
Who said this, babe? Because somebody said something. I think it's a real good statement.
I've just realized the relationships I've unwittingly built are bringing unexpected opportunities now. Their power and trust in your destiny is nothing to fear. Who said that? Joan
Oh,
said
yes.
that.
Yes, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Janetta said this.
Janetta said, y'all will be traveling everywhere. Y'all be traveling everywhere to bring people healing. We do. And like I said, I was just on a Zoom the other day where I was doing a question and answer.
You're welcome.
We were doing a question and answer for people that had questions about the retreat. And we did a private Zoom. And so it was the people that were on there looked like us. They were black.
Predominantly.
There was one Caucasian brother that was up in there. Do you know, while we were still on that Zoom explaining what it is that we did, I saw the notification come through that he had booked his space.
He wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing.
Yeah.
He was not playing. When
Yeah.
the lady came to Ann Arbor, it was a lady, a Caucasian sister of ours, came to Ann Arbor, and she saw what it did for her life. She said, I'm coming to Joshua Tree, and I'm paying for one of my employees to come. And I'm paying for her to come because she knew what she was going through. 15 years of therapy, antidepressant medication, and drinking alcohol every single day. And she knew what it did for her. She came to a retreat. After that, did not decide to drink no more, was off the antidepressant medication, and her therapist of 15 years told her she didn't need therapy no more.
Right. Nah.
So now, because of that, the same Caucasian sister said, no, 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 no. There's so many people that I know that need this. You have to come to Portland.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to say this real quick. Angel Honeydew said you're going to pay for any services you use, from library fees to taxes. You pay for what you want.
You pay for what you want.
That's the truth.
You do. You make it happen, Captain.
If it's important to you.
If it's important to you,
you see
yeah.
the value in it, then you won't allow anything to stop you, but you can continue.
What was the last thing I said?
You were saying about the young lady who paid for everybody to come through.
Oh,
And
well, no, she didn't pay for everybody to come through, but she said I know a lot of people that need this. And so she did pay for a few of her employees to come. But there were also people that she knew that she made sure, because she knew what they was going through in their life.
right.
She didn't try to hold this to herself and say, I found a pot of gold. I don't care. I ain't talking about it to nobody or whatever, because I ain't got time for somebody looking at me like I'm crazy.
No,
She
she
was
wanted her
like,
people to be good.
you need a car, you need a car, you need a car, you need a car, you need a car. That's how
Yeah.
she did.
Yes, she did. Yeah, we love
And
her.
those people showed up.
Yes, we love her. She's amazing.
And I set it up quickly. When
It
I
was,
say
yes.
Portland was the easiest. Portland was the easiest retreat for me to set up because I didn't have to do as much work, because these people heard her story and they knew. They knew that this is what they were supposed to do. And they ain't hesitate.
And my question is this. I can understand, like, if we get into the psychological trauma that has been imposed on us as a people, as black people, as people with African descent, okay? I overstand the things that we have endured. And according to America, I am a black man in America. So I understand. We live with this every day.
Wow.
Okay? We live with this every day. But why is it so hard for our people to do the thing that they know they need to do the most for
For
themselves?
theyself. That's what I'm saying. For theyself. I done heard people talk about they not coming or they can't come because they got to get these gifts for Christmas
Listen
for other
here.
people.
Listen here. This is what I'm saying. Y'all got to put yourselves first at some point. Now, if your life is beautiful and it's grand, and I'm not trying to be funny, if everything is coming up roses and it smells like parfum, not perfume, it's the real deal stuff, it's parfum, right? And everything is good, by all means, then continue to walk in your lane. Hopefully, you're blessing people in a way that you know you should be blessing people and pouring into folks. But at the end of the day, somebody said, wow, this what it is?
They're scared what someone else think.
Is that Amanda from? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They are
yeah,
afraid that what somebody else think. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Y'all give $1 billion experience for a fraction of the cost. A blessing,
yeah. Listen,
Amanda.
yeah. At the end of the day, y'all, it's you the one that's got to walk around like this. Time is not standing still for nobody. It ain't standing still. And if I was to ask the question, and have y'all really type in what do you see for yourself in 2023, it might be a long pause on here. I don't know if people really can see for themselves genuinely what it is that they have for themselves. What kind of visions do they have? Because if you hesitating on that and you're still stuck in 2020, 2021, the things that's been plaguing you and holding on to you from 2 years ago, last year, some of y'all's been holding on to y'all for 10, 12 years, 15, 20 years.
Since a child,
Like,
and they end up taking people up out of here faster. Look at this boy, Aaron Carter.
wow.
If y'all heard about him, if y'all even
Yeah.
know, some of y'all know who he is, some of y'all may not. I think his brother was Backstreet Boy, but he
Yep.
was a singer also.
Solo,
Just
he's doing
passed
his own
away
thing. Yep.
at 34 or something like that.
Something like that.
Depressed like a mug. He said out his mouth that he remember when the depression started.
Yep.
When everything went downhill for him, he said that he was doing MTV Cribs, and his parents His mother came in and told him that day that they were getting a divorce. Her and his dad was getting a divorce. And
And
so
he was young.
he was young. He said then at that point he had to go in there and show that house. Like, I'm showing everything that I'm about to have to give up anyway.
Yeah.
Now, different people deal with different trauma differently.
Differently. Mm-hmm.
I can't really resonate with that because my mother was never married. You know what I mean? She was never
Excuse me.
married, so I didn't have to say I acted out because my mother,
Right.
got a divorce. I don't know what that feels
Yeah,
like.
you don't. Yeah, you don't know nothing about that
She was
life.
never married, so I don't miss that. So I don't know, but that's why I said different trauma is for different people. Different. Everybody don't have the same trauma, and these retreats is simple. It's only for people that's sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick
Yes,
and tired,
that's serious.
and they know that they have a certain amount of time in this vessel, and they want to make the most out of the time that they have. Don't get it twisted. Even though those doctors said 8 years ago that Zeno only had 3 years and we wasn't sitting with that, don't get it twisted. We all only got a certain amount of time in these vessels. We're going to go back where we came from. We're going to go back to spirit.
Source. Yes.
Our souls are energy. Our souls is energy. It's eternal.
Yep.
Do you know that that your soul weighs, everybody's soul weighs the exact same amount? They've done studies on it. You can look it up yourself. The soul weighs 21
Yep.
grams.
Yep.
21 grams. They did a study where
Yep.
the guy got permission for the people's family members that were getting ready to pass on to put them on this scale and to weigh them.
Yeah.
When everybody passed away
And they
and
transition.
they transitioned, everybody lost 21 grams.
And they had a special camera in the room to be able to photo their souls actually leaving their bodies. So these images are like colorful blurs that are like literally coming out of everyone as they land on the table transitioning. This thing is real.
It's so real. Why would you want to walk around and not be tapped in to source?
Right. Jones said, look, 2023 actually enjoying the life I was born to have. At some point, that's what you have to decide that. You have to decide that, and then you got to do some things in order to
You gotta
align
do some
yourself with
things in
that.
order to make it happen. You gotta do some things.
Because guess what? I'm not trying to be funny, but when we was in church, we had a motto every year, nigga.
Every year.
Nigga, it's 1997. We all going to heaven.
Well, I don't
1998.
know about
This
that.
year's gonna be
Heaven on
great.
earth. Right.
1999. It's our time. I mean, they sounded like Jesse Jackson in this mug. Quick with it. Ain't nothing changed. Some stuff was getting worse.
That's because the mindset didn't change. You on the hamster
We wasn't
wheel.
doing
You
nothing
the same thing,
different.
wasn't doing nothing different. I'm telling y'all, in order for you to get change, you have to do it,
Pardon
and you
me.
have to be quick to do it, y'all.
Quick to
You
move.
have to be quick to move, and that's what I was saying. I didn't understand that we were moving in the
Yeah.
dark. I didn't understand it, so I couldn't explain it to people. All I knew, I didn't even know that it was manifestation back then, and we was in church.
Yeah. We just like, man.
I wasn't calling it that. I was just like, shoot, we got it. We had the faith. We had the faith. We had the faith.
Yeah, we faith walking.
And we getting it because we had the faith. We had the faith. But what?
No.
Oh, okay.
Janetta just said something.
Hold on, let me see what it say, and then I'll go ahead and finish. There's no price or sacrifice too big for freedom. I have, and the
I've
connection
tapped in.
I've tapped into the Creator in the universe. Exactly.
And then
Like, and people, I have asked people, was this worth what you paid? They say priceless.
yeah,
Can't put a price on it.
somebody said every year, and the themes and all the churches was the same. Right? It's just like they got the bulletin. What you gonna say this year, Doc? Oh, we got a good one. No, look, ain't nobody got time to be playing no
Don't
games like
nobody
that.
have time for that. And then year after year after year after year after year, how many people do y'all know that has passed on that didn't do anything that had to do with their destiny, or they just, or they stayed their whole life in church and just,
Or in the same
and didn't
city,
have
ain't travel, ain't
a
see nothing,
life.
ain't live to do nothing, ain't have no experiences. Just look, somebody said of the same
BS.
BS. Okay.
And waiting. In order for you to get change, you have to do change. You have to make a change.
Yeah,
You
Samantha.
have to make a change. And if you continue to say, I'm going to wait till I get
Yeah.
myself together,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
in your mind, you're not going to be together.
Right. At the church. And let me say, I have to, now, I have to say this, babe. I gotta say this. I have to say it. Because we done heard some folks say some things like, well, I'm just gonna stick with King Jesus. Like, we've heard that from some people that we know in our family. And not never once have we ever said, leave Jesus. As a matter of fact, we consistently say that Jesus is the blueprint that we should follow, that Jesus is the doorway, and he's the example to be able to allow yourself to tap into your kingdom, because that's what he's saying throughout the whole Bible, right? And is it the Jesus that, because I want people to be extremely clear about this when they think about Jesus. Jesus wasn't a part of the status quo. In other words, he wasn't moving how his Jewish counterparts was moving. Jesus was doing everything the total opposite, almost, of what them folks was doing. Because he came talking about the kingdom is at hand. Here it is. He didn't got baptized by his cousin John the Baptist. They wasn't baptizing folks. Jewish people wasn't into baptism. Jewish people didn't believe in the resurrection. They didn't believe in that. They was on Jesus' head so much. It's like you healing on the Sabbath. You don't supposed to be healing on a holy day. He like, dude, is
Somebody
it
always trying to tell somebody what they ain't supposed to be doing.
right?
Or telling somebody about what's in their eye.
What point am I making? The point that I'm making is that if you're actually on this live right now with us, and if it's you or you know someone that has this mindset that's like, that's just too much for me. It don't seem like it take all of that. Well, what is all of that?
They don't know.
No, I'm saying because all of that to me is everything that a person is going through that's not really serving them and it's not bringing them the fruits that they actually desiring and they intend for their life. That's all of that to me.
We all should desire to be the best that we can be. We all should desire to know ourselves more than we know anybody else.
Momo, we love you too.
Hey,
What up, though,
Momo.
sis?
Love you. We all
She said she late.
should be, that's okay. We all should be willing to move towards the things that we're supposed to move towards. And a lot of times, y'all, we be needing help for that.
Yeah, you need somebody to
Sometimes,
help you.
because when a person is on a hamster wheel and they just going and 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 going, if they okay and content with going and going and going and going and going, they just gonna keep going and going and going and going their life. And the only reason they're gonna keep going, 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 going is because of their mindset, because what they speak it in the atmosphere. Cause I'm gonna tell you, somebody living their life on the hamster wheel, they not happy.
Oh no.
They're not happy because it's go to bed, wake up, do the same thing. Go to bed, wake up, do the same thing. Go to bed, wake up, do the same thing. Like, come on. And then half the time, they struggling.
See,
And they looking at other people. They're comparing themselves to other people. They wishing that they had something that somebody else had. But they ain't willing to do the work to get it. And at the same time, they feel like they have time
right.
to do it. They feel like they have time to do it.
Can I say something?
When is the right time?
Listen. Some of y'all live in a region where it's getting colder and in a minute it's about to be below zero weather.
Whew, I hope not.
Now I hope y'all follow this analogy. If you know you needed a coat to stay warm and you didn't have the proper coat, you already know the hawk gonna tear your behind up when you get out there because you're not prepared. You know you need a coat. Are you gonna go into the winter trying to piece some stuff together, wrapping, you know what I'm saying, gloves around your neck, and you got a scarf and you're gonna try to wrap that around your shoulders, and you know you need a whole coat? Some of y'all know y'all need to get y'all healing. But every year y'all been dragging yourselves into the new year talking about I'm finna go to the gym. I got me a 10-point plan. I got all this stuff, and then when the month of March come, it's somewhere sitting on a shelf getting dust. You didn't put it in a drawer somewhere. It's collecting dust. What we're talking about is tapping into a God source that allows you to be able to vibrate on a frequency where you can't go back. It's hard for you to go back if you do. If you do go back to whatever it was that you left, you chose that.
Let me tell you what's happening to the people that come to these retreats. And some of y'all on here, I'm going to have y'all comment. And when y'all comment, I'm going to have Zeno put the comments on the screen. They come to this retreat and they're vibrating so high when they leave. They feel like nothing can get them down. They like, oh my God, things are going so great. And they start vibrating a certain way and they start attracting great things. Right? And they like, oh my gosh, I want to feel like this all the time. And they're putting it out there in the atmosphere. And what starts to happen is that their body now starts to line up with it. Now they go to try to eat things that they ate before, like meat or dairy or stuff that ain't supposed to be for the body, and now their bodies are reacting differently.
Yeah.
And their bodies are like, you can't have that. You're not supposed to have. They get jacked up. Their bodies, am I lying, y'all? Their bodies be jacked up. Instant manifestation soon as people are healed.
That's what's
She know what it
place.
is. That's what's taking place. Momo's been in many ceremonies.
She said nothing tastes the same.
Nothing tastes the same.
The world looks different.
Yep.
Your mindset changes.
That's the help. That's what y'all gotta understand.
You don't react the same.
That's what y'all gotta understand. That's the help. Yeah. This medicine creates new, capital N, capital E, capital W, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. New neural pathways in the brain.
That means pathways that you have not actually used. that now then fired off, and you done made a connection to the right hemisphere of your brain, and now you tapping into something new. That means you gonna think different.
You tapping into your kingdom. Jesus said
Yeah.
the kingdom is inside of you.
Momo said before the retreat is even over. Ray Toria said, "You telling the truth?" Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Kenya said, "OMG, I'm so ready." See that's somebody that's like, look here, I'm done playing. Okay. Amanda Blackman. What did she say, baby? She said it's gonna go up there on the screen.
Okay, let me see. You telling it.
Yeah.
And then the next person.
This is Momo.
Momo.
Yep.
My mama just told me this word was in her spirit for me tonight. Restored.
That's beautiful.
Period. It's already happening, ain't
This
it?
Janetta.
It's already happening.
This is
Janetta.
coming up.
I don't even turn on the radio on in my car because I don't wavy it changing my. Oh, maybe you don't want it changing your energy, or it doesn't even sound the same.
It don't sound. This is what I'm saying. When people come,
and this don't have nothing. Let me say this real quick, baby. It don't have nothing to do with religion. It don't have. It's totally different when you're wrapped up in religion, right?
Yeah.
Because when people get saved and they're newly saved, right? What they call it, and they're newly a Christian, and they step into the religious world, a lot of them will shut down everything and everybody.
In every aspect of life.
Yeah. All of things that gave them pleasure, because now they find out that it's a sin.
Yeah.
Right? And so now they have to give it up because it's a sin, and if they don't give it up, then they're going to hell.
Yeah. Amanda from the People's Couch said, "I know, right?" Momo said it's spiritual.
It is. It's spiritual. Why wouldn't it be spiritual? Your spirit is eternal. Your spirit does not know time. Anything that is eternal, y'all, it does not know time. Time does not exist for that. So you mean to tell me that you would not tap into and get familiar with the eternal side of you while you're here in this material temple for a short amount of time? Because that's how you manifest. That's how you manifest when you're stuck in that mindset. Then you're not going to go any further. You're not going to go no further. Sometimes it takes somebody to come and yank your ass off that hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Right? Because people will put something in the atmosphere and they'll say, "Oh, I'm ready for a change. And, oh, please, God." And then when it show up, they don't want to see it because it's messing with their religion.
Amanda said, "I desire not to know it either." And then
Not to know what?
I guess the BS, the nonsense.
Oh, I don't know. Let us know what you don't want to know.
Said, not religion at all. See what I'm saying?
But my peace and time to think and meditate in my car is way better than what's on the radio. I love me entirely. Now that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Before we start going on this healing journey, that's what y'all don't understand. Remember, I said I knew I was supposed to be a millionaire. I wasn't vibrating on the frequency of a millionaire. Shit. For the longest, I was bringing in 4 figures a month. That's just off of me being an esthetician or whatever, right? 4 figures a month. People usually don't go from 4 figures and then just go to 6 figures or 7 figures unless something just boom magically it's stages and there's steps to this.
Yep. Amanda said spirit and truth only. Okay.
Unless you gonna hit the lottery or something.
From the People's Couch.
Right?
Yes.
But at the same
yes.
You said what you just said, the People's Couch just messed my whole train of thought up where I was at.
Oh man.
Nah, tell me what I was talking about.
I don't know because I was focusing on the comments.
See what I'm saying, y'all?
Like this comment that's coming up. Yep.
You just told, I mean, you just said what I truly believe. The
Yes.
spirit is eternal. I do not abide by organized religion, but I'm a believer in the Creator and that Jesus is the Son. Jesus is the SON and the SUN.
Right.
Both.
Yeah, because that Helios Biblios is a real situation. And that was here before the Holy Bible. But
We'll get into the Helios Biblios because some people on here don't know what that is.
I know.
And so,
But no, you were talking about being a millionaire again, right?
yeah, okay. So you go from 4 figures a month to 5 figures a month. And now your mindset has to change from making 5 figures a month because now you vibrating on somebody that's making 5 figures a month. Then you have to learn how to vibrate on the frequency of somebody that's making 6 figures. Then you have to learn how to vibrate where the people that's making 7 figures. How are you gonna learn that
Right.
if you're not around those people?
You're not exposed to that. That's a different
If
frequency.
you cannot, if you just living your life on a hamster wheel and you just going to work, you coming home, cooking, eating, going to church, going to work, going home, cooking, eating, going to church. If you ain't going to church, if you just stuck on that hamster wheel or whatever.
Listen.
Usually in church, the leaders is the one that got all the money. The leaders is the one, and it may be a few, a handful that may be sitting up on the front row, whatever, blase, splee. Are those leaders really going to sit you down? Have they really set you down and told you how to get it?
Man.
Have they set you down and brought people before you to tell you how to start a business from the bottom up?
Wait, let me say this. Let me speak on that. Because when they bring it to you and you got to pay some money in the church, guess what? You don't want to show up.
Who don't want to show up?
I'm saying, I have seen this in the church though. I'm not playing.
Yeah, some people don't, but it's
When
a
they
lot of
bring
people that do.
experts in, listen to me. I have seen this. They bring an expert in to teach you about finances. They bring an expert in to teach you about
part.
Right. Or whatever it is.
No, because I'm thinking because when you have a conference, when they have a conference and this prophet is coming,
Yeah, I ain't
or
talking
they
about
having this or what is it called? Some not retreat, but it's called where the people come in. I forget where you pay the tickets or whatever, and you got this person speaking and that person speaking and all of that, and they want to buy the tickets or whatever. People be busting that down. Because they thinking they coming to get a word.
But they coming to get entertained. They coming to seek something that they feel like is going to work. But I'm talking about actual things like skill sets to help.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I said, you talking about that.
Right, they're going to teach you about credit. But you got to pay. You don't want to come in. Somebody said revival. That's what you're talking about.
Revival.
There it is.
Yeah. Some revivals is free, but...
So guess what?
Not really. When you get there, it ain't free.
Yeah. So now the pastor or whoever is like, oh, these people don't want nothing. I brought somebody in and tried to teach them about real estate or how to buy homes, and they got to pay this person a fee to come in and get the information, and they don't want to pay. This is what we talking about, putting yourself first, investing in yourself. Want everything for free. Don't want to sacrifice nothing. Don't want to give nothing. Want it all for yourself. Hand it over to you. Just totally disregarding what the other person went through in order to be able to deliver the information that's going to get your AZZ out of a ditch.
Period. And people can feel how they want to feel about me. People can feel how they want to feel about Zeno. Point blank, period. We helping people. At the same time, don't think you about to come up in here getting them for free. Because this is still my business.
This is and still... you have done that too. And
I have.
You've made successions for people. You've done some things and moved. When Spirit said move, you move. So it ain't like it ain't
all
never
the time
happened.
When Spirit say move, I move.
That's right. Because we understand this one principle, and we've been living long enough to understand that if you say you believe in a God, the God of all the universes, the one true and living God, then that means that that God is able to take care of you, has all of the resources that you can tap into. So it ain't a day that's gonna go by where you're gonna be left hanging. You might be in a tight spot. Your back may be against the wall sometimes, but you ain't never coming up out of there clean and smooth. And my thing is, who wants to live their life on a consistent basis with their back up against the wall all the time? Who want to live their life all the time having to get pulled out of a ditch, dude? We got to take accountability and responsibility for our own lives. That's what this is.
Let me give y'all an example, right? And this is just a example, not to say that this has happened, but just to say, just to open your eyes to where we coming from. So you have two people, two women, and they're vibrating on the same frequency. They are both vibrating on a lower vibrational frequency. They're dealing with anger. They're dealing with unforgiveness.
Wow, that's amazing.
They dealing with financial problems. They dealing with all. You can best believe the only reason they're vibrating, how they're vibrating, is because their mindset is what they're putting in their mouth, what they eating, is what they listening to on the radio, it's what they're watching on TV, it's the company that they keep,
Right.
and it's what they're speaking into the atmosphere.
Yeah,
That's what they're
mentally
around. If you
attracted to.
cannot get around people, right? You have to be around who you're supposed to be around in order to get the things that you're supposed to get. That's where the soul where you want to go is. Not you saying, I'm going to sow into your life because you got all this stuff. And if I sow into your life, I'm going to get the stuff.
It's going to magically fall into your lap. No, Amanda said if they teach people the truth, that kingdom is on the inside and not God on the outside, and constantly looking for a miracle when you should be looking to do some work, right, with your faith. That's what this is about.
But this is the thing. Why wouldn't you teach it? Because of fear. They inflict fear. Only people that's going to inflict fear on somebody is for people that fear, that have fear themselves.
Yes.
Right? So people that have to manipulate people with fear. You don't do this, you're going to go to hell. If you do that, you're going to be cursed. If you do this, if you do that. And they just go ahead.
You got to sow into the man or woman of God.
You understand?
You're going to miss your blessings.
Whatever.
Like, dude.
The people that move like that, let me just say, I understand them, but I don't understand. Let me tell you why I understand them. I understand them because
they're lazy.
Who lazy?
The people that just sit back and hear whatever's said to them, and then they like expecting for stuff to fall out the sky on some miracle stuff.
Oh no, that's not what I was about to say. I was about to say as far as the leaders. With the whole like manipulation and the moving and the fear. Right? They have a fear that a person is not going to give their tithes and offerings because they want to make sure they keep the lights on in that building. They want to make sure that the rent is paid in that building, and they want to make sure that they can keep the lifestyle that they have. So now they have to do and say things to where they make sure that they continue to build their kingdom.
Right.
Now think in the form of kingdom. And remember, I'm gonna get back to the two women that's vibrating on the low vibrational frequency. I'm gonna get back to that.
Okay.
But those people, the pastors and the leaders, they manipulate with fear. Do this, don't do this, because they're building their kingdom. We can't get mad at them. Get mad at yourself for not knowing for yourself, because you didn't seek the way you were supposed to seek. Now you caught up in building somebody else's kingdom when you supposed to be going on the inside and building your kingdom. Every time the person is going to church, they doing like this, and they looking for the leaders to come out because they gotta give what they supposed to give. Not
Wow.
understanding that when they got on that microphone, that they were words and spells.
Yeah. Jones said intimidation and fear is a form of control. That's a trigger for me. And the last thing you can do is try me with control tactics. Because that's exactly what they are.
That's exactly what it is. But they feel like they're doing what they're supposed to do in order to make sure that they build their kingdom. And that's what they feel like that's their kingdom. And it is. And these people every week are giving and giving and giving and giving and giving and so on 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 to other people's kingdom, and they need to be giving and giving and giving
Yeah.
and giving and giving
To their
and so
own.
on and so on and so on and so on and so on into their own kingdom. That's why you stuck. That's why you stuck. Know the tree from the fruit it bears.
Yeah.
And
Now,
it's
what does that
not
mean? What
it,
does that go into that? Because that's just a quote for a lot of people.
well
They
it
heard
don't
it and it's like, okay.
well it don't mean what they have in their life. Not that fruit. If you following this person,
Man, it said, man.
if you being led by this people, what are you truly getting something? Look at your life. What is the fruit in your life? And I'm not just talking about a damn new car or a new house or none of that, because people still walking around mentally jacked up in sugar shard, Chanel, Gucci. And see, that's another thing. People be in church and they want to be friends with somebody because they got Chanel or they got Gucci
A
or they
YSL
driving
on
this
and
or they driving that, and they got this outfit on and they hair's that, and they always fly and they looking like they got something.
oh we. Oh, not knowing
Right?
that same person is faking the funk. Heavy.
Now those two women, they're vibrating on the same frequency. They both jacked up financially. They both on the hamster wheel. They both dealing with anxiety, depression. They dealing with all of this stuff. I already said anger, unforgiveness. They just dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, right? Now, those same women, they're vibrating like that because that's what they're taking in and that's what they're giving off. That's what they're taking in, that's what they're giving off, and that's what they're attracting.
Right.
At some point in time, one of the women say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I don't give a F what I got to do. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do because I cannot continue to live my life this way. And the other person is saying, they saying they can't take it no more. And they saying they just don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They can't take it no more. And so it makes them go into a deeper depression, and then they just want to give up. Because now they don't want to be around nobody. They don't want to talk on the phone. They sitting in the dark or whatever they doing. And they feeling like the world is caving down on them. They have fear. They have fear.
Yes.
But so does the other person. The other person has fear also. But that person is saying, I'm going to push past the fear. Because I've been dealing with this shit back here for years
long.
and years and years and years. And then you look up and it's 10 years,
20.
12, 15, 20 years. And then the people still in the same position, same situation, or worse off
Yeah.
than
that's
what
crazy.
they was previously.
It's crazy. No.
Now, people have to be able to tap into themselves. The one that said, I'm going to do whatever it take to get what I'm supposed to get. I'm going to invest in myself. So they start asking, they start seeking, they start knocking. Now God, the universe,
Start moving, nigga.
spirit, start moving on that behalf, and they
Yep.
start to show up.
On that
Now,
behind too.
now the one that's other one that's vibrating low is saying, please, please, please help me,
I'm
and
tired.
it's showing up for both of them.
Yep.
One of them like, that's it. The other one like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What this got to do with me? Why they charging so much? Why they doing it? Why they should be doing it for free? We hear all of this stuff, but honestly, I don't care.
Because guess what?
I really don't. But the one that go ahead and say this is what they supposed to do, and they get in now, all of a sudden, because it's changed overnight, right? It's changed overnight. And so though they have those new neural pathways in their brain, and their lives are looking differently because where they couldn't raise their vibration because they was walking around every day with all of that stuff on them, weights, blockages. And because they was willing to hold on to it like I was willing to hold on to the not being able to trust people. And I didn't make 5 figures in my business a month until I decided to shift my mindset, push past that fear of not wanting to hire people, and
Yep.
said, I have to hire people.
That's when you broke through.
As afraid as I was. As afraid as I was. Now remember, if Zeno hadn't got diagnosed
Oh man.
with what he had got diagnosed with 8 years ago, bitch, I'm vegan, that billionaire brand would not have been birthed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we was like, in Michigan, one day, maybe we will go vegetarian one day. And I'm saying this, and it wasn't cheese for me because I never liked cheese. I never liked milk. But I was like, maybe we can go vegetarian one day. And I was like, vegan? We was like, I don't know. Maybe we'll go vegan. This is what we said. Maybe we'll go vegan when we turn about 70.
Yeah.
That's what we said. We wouldn't have made it to no damn 70.
Yeah. I was
We
on
wouldn't
my
have
way
made
out
it.
of here. I was
We
on my
wouldn't have
way out of
made it
here.
to no 70.
Listen, I was
But
on my way
because
out
of that, this business was able to be birthed. Because we invested in ourselves, we were able to start learning how to vibrate on a certain frequency. And now we're helping people vibrate on a certain frequency so that they can manifest quicker. So that they can quantum leap into where they are supposed to be. Y'all that's on here, y'all know y'all don't came to these retreats, y'all mindsets changed instantly. And things started changing in your life. But for the ones, because there have been ones that have come, let me keep it 100. There have been ones that have come to the retreat and they're vibrating so high and their life has changed and they spoke it out their mouth and their life has changed overnight. And they doing great and they're attracting great things. And then they go back.
Yep. Go back to them old patterns.
They go back to that low vibration. Because they not willing to do the work. Because they feel like they did the work and they've arrived. I ain't even arrived yet. And I don't went on more journeys. Way more than the average person.
Yeah.
But I ain't even arrived. The minute you feel like you arrived, that's a dangerous place. The minute you feel like You're not teachable. You don't want to learn from nobody. You can't learn from nobody. Stagnant. Stagnant. Zeno will all the time be like, I don't want to learn from them. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they saying this to me.
Yeah, they
Whatever,
came
blah,
off
blah, blah. They
arrogant to
came
me.
off this or whatever. And I was like, look, they have something that I don't have. And I'm supposed to have that.
Yep, and I'm gonna learn how to get it.
I don't care how they talking.
See, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't care what they saying. I don't care if they cussing. Didn't I? What didn't I? I don't care. Cause I'ma sit in there. Cause I done vetted them. I done sat there and I watched them. And I know that they get results after results after results after results after
Yes,
results.
yes.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tap in. I don't care if I don't like the way or whatever. It don't matter. I'm there to learn. I'm paying you, and guess what? When you pay somebody, they gonna give you the
The
knowledge.
real
What
deal.
they gonna give you? They don't want to give you everything for free.
Yep. Yeah.
They don't want to give you everything for free.
Because there's an exchange of energy. You got to understand that again. If these people are extremely successful, we talking about people that didn't have $1 million days. We ain't talking about just they made $1 million annually. We talking about people that done made over $1 million in a day, dude. They pulling in $800,000 in a day.
And this ain't no
This ain't no Ponzi scheme.
marketing. What is it called?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. MLM stuff.
MLM.
No,
It ain't that
no,
either. It ain't
no,
none of that.
no. They teaching
These
you
are entrepreneurs.
right
Entrepreneurs. People that's teaching you about tax
strategies.
strategy. People that's teaching you about how to move about on the internet.
Yep.
People that's teaching you about business. People that's teaching you about trading. People that teaching you how to read the stock market. People that's teaching you how the millionaires and the billionaires move. This ain't stuff that you can look up on YouTube. It's not stuff that you can Google.
Right. You're gonna get the bare-face facade of what it is. You might get a general definition, and you're gonna get somebody that said they know how to do this stuff. And trust me, they probably then went to a class for a few months, and then now they out here talking about what they doing. Listen.
And I've always been the type of person to see something being done once and say, I can do that. And then do it and then be able to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And so because I was always that way and always said, I'll do it. Nails, I don't need nobody to do my nails. I learned how to do my nails myself. So I learned how to do my nails. Hair, no, I don't know nobody to do my hair. I learned how to do it myself. I learned how to do everything myself. So, and I learned on the free stuff because I was born and bred to learn on the free stuff because for one, they didn't put me in dance classes, remember? So I had to learn how to get it myself. Right? So I'll learn the best way I can learn for free. And when it comes to specialty classes, then I'll take a specialty class to learn how to do it. Okay, and boom, now I know how to do it. But it comes a point in time where that's only going to get you so far. Because that's the only information that you have. It comes a point in time to where now I had to invest and spend money to learn the stuff because I didn't know what it was. I'm like, I'm learning this, but I don't know how to do this. And I don't know how to do this. And how do I get from A to B? And how do I get from C to D? And how do I get from here to here?
Let me say this, babe, because I'm just gonna hammer it home for real. I'm still here. I'm on the live right now, physically in this realm, talking to y'all. And I'm talking to y'all because of the pathway that God led us down. Everything that we're talking about ultimately is about the opportunity for you to be able to heal yourself spiritually, physically, and financially. You can do that. But guess what? If you're afraid and you allowing fear to rule and resonate higher than the visions that you have for yourself, you don't have to trust me. I'm here. It honestly, like, we gonna keep it moving how we keep it moving. I understand how people do take information that's extremely helpful to people and they hoard it and they just be like, nope, I just keep using the principles myself. And people can figure out on their own. Because we done been around that in the church. They'll stun in front of you. Hey, let's go out to dinner. Let me sit you down and pay for your lunch and everything, and whip you around in a nice little luxury car and all of that. But they ain't giving you no information for you to help your damn self. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm physically here. So it ain't that me personally or my wife is trying to convince you of anything. At the end of the day, what we're doing is we're offering people the opportunity to tap into their kingdom the same way that we did, and we do. Tap into your kingdom and watch the change come, the positive change come in your life. You talking about miracles. If people run into the church and they really believe that God can perform a miracle, well, we telling you the success rate and what we've seen predominantly high 90s,
This is not
97,
no.
98%.
Now don't get me wrong, 'cause it's not the negate to hear somebody say they didn't think they had gas money, and then they went in their car and they found $40 under the seat,
Right,
or
right.
$50 somewhere tucked down their
Miracles
purse.
happen.
That you know that those kind of things happen, right? But it's different. It's different when you have new neural pathways, because for the people that desire to vibrate on a certain frequency, they now tap into that, and they tap into that because they're willing to go in and heal and remove the blockages that are stopping them.
Answer that. I need you to answer that question.
What do you do when you feel like you're overwhelmed with what you have learned in real life and spiritual life? Can you explain that a little more? Like,
I know Joan did say this. She said, I'm grateful to the both of you. Next move is on me. Exactly. That's how this.
explain that. Explain that a little bit more. What do you do when you feel like you're overwhelmed with what
With
you
what you
have
have,
learned?
with what you have learned in real life and spiritual life.
Yeah, explain to me what you're
I
saying.
think
What
I
do
can
you
speak to
mean?
that. I
Well,
think I understand the question.
try to explain it to me, and then
I'm saying, well, what is it that you do, like when you feel like you're overwhelmed and you've been overtaken by the things that you've been taught, right? In real basic life, the basic principles that people try to teach you in quote unquote real life, and then in your spiritual life. See, here it is. I'm just gonna say this: we in a time frame right now where we listen. We in a technology age. Can't nobody pull the wool over your eyes if you actually go in and do the studying yourself. This is the age that we're in. If you want to know the truth, ask, seek, and knock. Dig.
explain to me how you feel like you know if this is how you feel.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
As far
go
as being
ahead.
overwhelmed, you know what I mean with that, because how we are supposed to live our lives is we're supposed to come here, and then we're supposed to be able to tap in, right? Tap into self, heal from the things that we're supposed to heal
Okay.
from, vibrate on a certain frequency, right? And then detach from whatever our expectations are, because whatever our expectations are, we're only thinking from a specific mindset. We don't have the mind of source, we don't have the mind of God, right? And our minds can't even fathom how big the creator
Now,
is.
some people would go into this debate about, you're supposed to have a mindset of God, and that's not what she's talking about. What we're saying is that God's knowledge is much greater than ours, like the way that He approached Job in a whirlwind and was like, "Dude, was you there? Can you unleash Pleiades belts? Can you tell me where's the foundation of the seas hitting up against the shore, and where does that stop, and all those things?" That's you know what she's talking about when she says the mind of God, the full, right, expansive mind of God. If somebody has that now in this fleshly body, then they probably gonna be out of here in a few minutes, like Enoch and somebody else who just disappeared. Straight up. But
But we're supposed to move like that and not be attached to how we expect it's supposed to jump off.
Okay, so let me reread this again for you. Okay. It says, I feel like there's a lot that I have to learn in both spiritual and natural, like finances, taxes, politics, etc. Where do we start? Sometimes, this is the next thing. They said, sometimes I feel there's an overwhelming amount of information that I receive to help me grow, but it's a lot, and I don't know where to start sometimes. See, I can speak to that.
Okay.
Ultimately, you want to start by prioritizing what you feel like is the biggest thing that you need to tackle, right? The most effective thing that's going to get you moving forward. Out of all of those subjects, sure, you can learn about religion, you can learn about spirituality, you can learn about the law, you can learn about taxes, you can learn about the government, you can learn all of those things. That's great,
Don't be trying to do too much at one time because it can
right?
be coming at you like damn darts.
Right. You
Because
gotta.
what happens is when you start going down this lane, you can go into a rabbit hole. A lot of people fall into a rabbit hole, and then it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that, I'm supposed to be doing this, supposed to be doing that. When you going around too much in your thoughts and you don't know where to go, that's when you supposed to go inside
Side
yourself.
and meditate.
Calm your ass down, sit down, meditate.
Yep, in your spirit. Yes,
At the same time, make sure your diet is in check.
that's it.
At the same time, learn how to release, to continue to release. This is a part of doing the work,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So when you do that, you're able to quiet your mind, go inside yourself, and then you will know the decision that you're supposed to go in next because it'll be attracted to you.
For sure. Jones said, having the mind of God, basically it'll explode. Literally our entire heads. And that's what we're talking about. All a person really needs to do is look, they got to prioritize some things. And based off of the amount of trauma that's connected to whatever it is that's stunting them and stopping them, they got to get past a certain level of fear. So what you want to really try to do is just attack the thing that you can attack the most at that time. Prioritize it. If it's number 3 on the list, and that's the thing that you can move and ease with, then do that until you got to flow with that. If it's your finances, you're trying to build your credit, you want to be able to have a savings, you want to work for your retirement, you want to start accumulating cash and generating different streams of income, that's a whole plethora of things within itself. But I'm saying in that, as you start to move in that, what you're doing is you're breaking ground now. You breaking ground, and now you're gonna pick up some gems and some jewels along the way that have something to do with whatever else you was dealing with. Just stay focused on the thing that you know in your heart you can really be connected to when you prioritize these things. If it's your physical health, the doctors, they telling you, look, you got to have an operation. They telling you now, look, your numbers is going haywire, and we need to do X, Y, and Z with you. Then that's a priority because you need to be in this physical realm so that you can experience and enjoy everything else that your ass has prioritized. So guess what? Now it's time to focus on your health. I mean, this is just really what it is. Again, if it's your spirituality and you like, look, I got a nice job and I got my retirement and everything for the most part, that's all taken care of. Or whatever. I'm a hustler, I'm doing all these things, but it just feels like it's things
Good
that
night,
is
Amanda.
beyond me. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's beyond me and I don't know what's happening. Then that probably means you need to attack the spiritual side of yourself. And you need to go in, you need to go inward, you need to start meditating, you probably need to do some breath work, take some yoga classes, you need to slow down. You need to slow down. You need to go on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tap in. Why are we saying that? We're not just saying that because we do the retreats. We're saying that because we understand and know that once a person taps into their kingdom, they're having a one-on-one conversation with their creator. And they're able to tap into some other things that maybe they weren't even thinking about. Remember, the medicine is now creating new neural pathways from the left side of your brain to the right hemisphere of your brain. So that means you're accessing some things in the subconscious that whenever you was dealing with trauma, it just compartmentalized it and put it away. This stuff is real. And then it's coming out in behavioral patterns. If it's a female, I don't know, a female, here's a guy, and it's a female can deliver certain information to the dude, and he just can't receive it because it's a female. Then that means 9 times out of 10, it's a female that was in his life that gave him some trauma, and he can't take nothing from a female. because he's still connected to that trauma. However, his mama treated him, his auntie treated him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to go to that thing. But here's the thing, if you don't even sit down to have the conversation with yourself, if you don't even sit down to just slow down and breathe and just allow yourself to collect your thoughts so that you can even organize your thoughts to be like, okay, what are some of the things I'm dealing with, what I need to tap into so that I can straighten out, right? Somebody said oh, that's Amanda from the People's Couch.
She said excitement of it all and not choosing to pace will run you ragged if it matters. I was in this space and I stopped and started with self.
See?
Exactly what Zeno saying. Tap in, go in self. The rest cannot come if you don't deal with you.
That's
That's right.
it. You see
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
We be so looking at what's going on around us. That's the whirlwind. What's going on around us is the whirlwind. Those are the things that's not supposed to sway us. That means we have to go inside of ourselves. Because guess what? Who got to make the next decision for our lives? We do.
Yeah.
God gave us free will. Free will. God not gonna make you do nothing.
Yeah.
You have the free will to do it. You will be presented with a different path,
You welcome, Mariah.
and you chose, and you choose. You choose the path that you're gonna take.
Exactly. Because guess what? The church is going to teach us this. And these are the things that we honestly, eventually we need to actually dig in and learn for ourselves. We need to ask, seek, and knock. But they'll say, you know, raise your hands to the heavens and pray to God. This is all outside of yourself. Pray to God and pray. And then you fast and you just believe God that a change is going to come. What they telling you to do is they telling you to reach somewhere outside of yourself in the heavens. Look, there's an old, what they call Egyptian. It's really Kemetic. Cometian. It's a Cometian saying. As above, so below. Everything inside of us mimics the heavens. It mimics the universe. It mimics the things that are above us. So when it's but raise, worship God and going, the God that's in the heavens. Well, do you realize that it's a God in the heavens inside of you? It's you. If you are in God and God is in you, then what does it say about the eye? When you line it up, what?
If thy eye be single, your body will be full of light.
Exactly. And what is light? God is what?
God
Light.
is light.
Let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it, what I'm saying, real. So you have to sit down at some point and go and tap into your kingdom, into the heavens inside of you. And then you're able to sit down and now compartmentalize, organize, and structure the priority of what's going on. As a matter of fact,
did it say the mind of the body is the eye?
it's something relative to that.
Yeah, something relative.
We can give you straight
to that,
scriptures. I think
yeah.
like now we're not like teaching on that tip. Because we do. We normally go in the Bible, we give you scriptures and all that stuff. We break stuff down and we give you historical information, geographical information, archaeological information, astronomical information. We give you all of this stuff. But just on some real stuff right now, this is the whole point of actually going on a plant medicine ceremony, a retreat, is for you to have the opportunity to fully tap into your kingdom.
And we don't have a long time. We only got a
Yeah.
few more minutes
Yeah.
in this.
Okay.
But ultimately, if you want to know if this retreat is for you, look, ask yourself these questions. If you can say yes to any of these, it's for you.
Yeah.
If not, then it's not for you. It's just as
Yeah.
simple as that. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Okay.
And you ready to do what it takes
To change your life.
to change your life?
Yeah.
Are you dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD? Like,
If you know you're dealing with that.
if you know you're dealing with that,
Okay. Then this is a resolution for that.
do you feel stuck? Do you feel like you don't know what your passion is, what your destiny is, what your gifts are? You don't have the creativity.
Pardon
You know
me.
what I mean? Ambition. You just feel like you stuck. You feel like you getting somewhere and then you get knocked back down. You getting somewhere and you knock back down. You feel like you got challenges with building relationships, whether that's friendships or that friendships only go so far, and then you keep getting into it with everybody, and you can't build no friendships, or you can't you're not happy in your
Yes.
relationship, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why you not happy in your relationship?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it starts with you. It ain't starting with the other person.
Right.
Your relationship has something to do with the other person, but at the same time it don't.
Yeah.
How you feel in
Yeah.
your relationship
Mm-hmm.
or how you feel about you has everything to do with you.
Now,
It don't have nothing to do with the other person.
Mariah said, that's why. That is why our spirit is eternal. And when the flesh dies, our spirit goes back to the source. Actually, it's always connected. And that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
God says there's no separation. There's actually no separation because God's spirit is in us. And we good. And we are spirit. We just in these fleshly bodies.
And when you go in your kingdom and tap in
Mm-hmm.
to spirit,
Mm-hmm.
you see exactly what it is. That's
Yes.
when you make
Yes.
new neural pathways in the brain. And new neural
Mm-hmm.
pathways in the brain,
Mm-hmm.
when they're made, you get rid of old patterns.
Mm-hmm. Now somebody said the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole
Whole
body
body
shall be
shall be
what?
full of
Full
light.
of light. Yeah, that's the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. That's the real deal,
Thank you.
right? Somebody agrees. They say
That's
yes,
that's definitely the scripture.
yes, facts, right?
And
It
God is
is what it
light.
is. God is light.
Look it up in the Bible and read it for yourself.
Yeah. So if you
We
were to
love
actually look
y'all.
at photon, if you really go deeper, here it is, another homework assignment. If you go in and you look up the word photon, and then you relate that to God, and you go, oh man, if you just start looking at photon and how that operates, photon is conscious, and it's conscious that something is looking at it, and it'll disappear or it'll appear because it knows that it's being looked at, so it'll show up. I'm saying God is so infinite in wisdom that this stuff that we talk, people be debating about science and whether science is over God, and God is everything. God
God is
is the
science.
all. God is the all.
God is science.
Period.
God is math.
Right. Everything.
God is chemistry. God
Right.
God is the all.
That's how the
What?
foundations
How
of
are
the
you the
world was
all if you're
built.
not the all? Point blank. Period. But if you can answer any yes to any of those questions, and you know that this is for you, again, we
Yes.
have our retreat
Hmm.
in Ann Arbor,
Yes.
December the 9th through
Through the
11th.
11th.
These are overnight ceremonies. You will either decide if you're going to come Friday
Hmm.
or if you're going to come Saturday.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot of spaces left.
Hmm.
And I keep saying I have not advertised, and I have not advertised because I've just been so busy. But I'm
Yeah.
starting to advertise
Hmm.
more
Hmm.
about it this week.
Hmm.
But again, I don't know when I'm coming back to Ann Arbor. I have no
Yes.
idea because I have to go
That's true, John.
where
Hmm.
the demand is. And I can't keep trying to push to come back to Michigan if Michigan ain't ready. I just got
Right.
to go to where I'm supposed to go.
Right. If y'all
And
don't want
so,
to heal and y'all feel like y'all got a better way, by all means, make it happen, Captain. Yeah.
well,
I'm just be. That's me. Cause here's the thing. Like I keep saying, I'm on the live Negratos, and I'm here because of the work. I'm here because of God leading us down the pathway that we are so graciously, right, ushering for you guys to partake and have the opportunity to change your lives for the better. But you can't make people do this stuff. You gotta have it in you, and you gotta have your mind made up, and you gotta be in agreement with your mind. I'm done. I'm not gonna go into 2023 the same. So guess what? It's the month of December the 9th. That means it's a whole month. Are you saying God can't do something with your finances in a whole month? Come on, dude. Like, I don't care if you're not working. I don't care if you're unemployment. I don't care if you're getting a what is it, a social security check. I don't care if you're on fixed income. It don't matter.
it don't. But at the same time, I ain't telling you to use that money
I'm
for
not
whatever.
saying use it.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm
Right.
saying I'm not telling you to max nothing out. I'm not telling you to
I'm not doing that
whatever
either.
you decide to do to do it, then you do it. I have people say, "Look, I'm about to be door dashing it up." I have people like I'm about to
Hmm.
be grub hubbing it up.
Yep. Yeah, they do
I've
what they
had
have to do.
multiple. I'm about to be Ubering and lifting it
Hmm.
up.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm finna
because
take
they
some extra
know
shifts.
that they are supposed to be there and they willing to do what they supposed to do.
Right.
But that's them.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
them. They see how important it is for them, and they know that they sick and tired of being sick and tired of waiting, and then they ready to do what they ready to do. If you ready to do what you ready to do, then hit me up.
Yep.
Hit us up in the DM,
Yep.
comment at the bottom, whatever you feel like you don't want nobody to know, DM us.
Yep.
But again, I don't know when I'm coming back to Ann Arbor. I thank y'all, and
Yes,
I
we do.
appreciate y'all giving us y'all time or whatever.
Yes.
We're gonna continue to come back on here and teach y'all about what this medicine is, what this medicine does, how it's able to change your life overnight, and how it's able to be able to push you into your destiny
Right.
when
Quickly.
you feel like you ain't got the strength to do it yourself. That's what
Quickly.
God put it down here for. So
So with that being said, we love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Take care, and we'll see y'all again shortly.
peace out.
All right.